she was on a basketball team with my wife, and then I had a podcast where we would call play-by-play of the basketball game, but I don't know anything about that.
There's a documentary about it. I'm the villain in it.
Oh, you're not the villain.
I am too, dude.
Well, you're threatening.
Can you do a little bit of backstory so we can understand this plot?
Yes. So Aubrey and my wife Amanda and other women were on this women's league rec basketball team in LA, and it was just all these kind
Los
of
Angeles women's recreational
writers,
basketball.
performers, and then other just basketball players that would play nights, and then it was great, and then it became kind of a sensation, and there's a documentary about this team that they were on called Pistol Shrimps, and then I think you jumped ship of that team to move to your boyfriend at the time.
I traded myself live on ESPN. This is a fact, which, by the way, nobody gave a shit. But Kenny Mayne, you know Kenny Mayne? He's my friend. I've known him for years. I convinced him to let me go on ESPN because it was right after the decision, the LeBron James.
Yeah.
What was it called? The big decision?
Yes, he made this very dramatic decision.
I did my own decision. No one gave a shit. I went on ESPN, traded myself to the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Because...
Is this why you were vilified?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I traded myself to a different team, and here's why. Because I wanted to play basketball as a hobby. I didn't want to... I was trying to get away from work, and bless the Pistol Shrimps' hearts. I love them all.
Yeah.
I had a great time on the team, but I just wanted to do it to get my anger out, my frustration. I like to play sports, and then I kept showing up to the thing, and then all of a sudden they'd be like, all right, so we're doing practice, and then we're doing a photo shoot for the cover of the LA Weekly, and I'd be like, a photo shoot?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from the photo shoot. What are you talking about? We're just trying to play ball.
Right.
Because it's all actors. You get a bunch of actors and writers and everyone together on a team, then everyone starts to make it. And it was funny. When you guys started calling the games, that was funny. But then strangers started showing up to the game.
I know.
They had signs with my name on it. I'm like, I have an audience now?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to play
that.
basketball.
This is getting you away from your escape. That's the problem.
I was just trying to play ball, bro. Just trying to play
You're
some
talking to me?
hoops.
I'm an old-time baller,
Trying to shoot
bro.
some hoops.
Hey, brah, I'm an old-time baller. So
It was funny though. Like I like how it escalated, but I started having panic attacks because I would show up to the games and I would see a fucking audience. Like
I don't blame
I'm
you.
like, these people are watching me play basketball. I got to like perform for them now.
I know, and then there was a whole dance squad that grew
We
up
had a
around
dance
it.
squad. I mean,
and
it
then
was
that became all
insane.
political.
And then the reason I traded myself is because I want to play with my sister. And there were rules on the league. Like you couldn't, once the roster was set, you couldn't just randomly play on a random team. And I wanted to play with my sister, so they wouldn't let me. So I then played on another team in disguise. I wore a wig.
You were right, and a different jersey.
I'm sorry. You cannot play basketball in a disguise.
No, they
I've
didn't
never
know I
heard
was
of
in
that.
disguise.
I've never heard of that before.
No, they didn't
It
know
was a
I was
Don
in disguise.
No, I know. I'm sure
And a
they didn't
trench
know,
coat.
but it's just so hilarious to me that you would
Yeah, but
glue on a mustache and say, "I am Antonio, the basketball player."
I wore a blonde wig with goggles. I gave them a fake ID, got on the court. Literally first quarter, my ACL tore on the court. All eyes on me. And I was trying to, be in disguise. I was like, I don't want anyone
Is it possible that you got injured because you were so committed to being this other person?
It was karma. It was karma. I don't know. It was like, oh, you don't want anyone to see you in disguise? Like, your knee's going to fucking snap right in half. Everyone's going to watch you. Everyone's going to watch you get carried out of here.
I love the idea of someone switching to like a different league or a different team and, playing in a disguise.
Yeah.
I just think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and I don't understand that you could really try and pull that off.
I did.
So what was it? You said there was a moment where Aubrey had to convince someone to give her the ball.
No, what happened was, first of all, I didn't threaten anybody. It was very civil. We were down. We were never winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
We were done. It was like the last quarter, and it was the point guard of the other team, and I was on her. I was defending her, and she knew who I was or something, and she was being a little sassy with me. She was kind of like, yo, like, can I get a picture with you after the game or whatever? Like in the game, she was like, and I was like, yeah, if you give me the ball right now, because she was coming down the court on her side, and she was like, I don't give a shit, and then gave me the ball, and then I just.
That's right.
And everyone, because nobody heard our conversation, so they didn't understand, like, what the fuck did you say to her for the point guard to just be like, all right, here. And I just went back and did a layup, and it didn't matter. We still lost.
There's another idea I love, which is someone who plays on a basketball team who's maybe either extremely famous in another way, not basketball, or maybe just independently very wealthy. So they're guarding someone, and it's just understood that if you give my character the ball, he'll give you $25,000 in cash.
And then
it's just constantly, and then at the end, he's like, okay, you get $75,000, you get $650,000. And people are like, this is insane, but he scores like 55 points a game.
I love scams like this.
That's not a good scam.
Okay, sorry.
That's a terrible scam. Are you like this at all? Ever commit a crime? In the past, just getting started? Did you ever? Well, and this is where my assistant would jump in because she has a sordid criminal past and has been very open about it. But she shoplifted like crazy.
No, I wasn't into that because of the wrath of God and all that.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
too scared of this wrath of God. No, I didn't want to sin growing up. But I would say if I ever committed crimes, it was mostly vandalism. That was my thing.
Really?
But I did some identity theft, but that runs in my family. I learned that at a young age. I did, yeah.
Going back to the 14th century.
Yeah.
I am Antonio. No, you're not. Okay, I try.
Well, I'll just say, I learned a lot from my family. I'll just say that. But
what kind of vandalism would you do?
Well, I grew up in Delaware, in Wilmington, Delaware, and there were a lot of. It's a really interesting place to grow up because you're kind of there's this presence of the DuPont era of things always, and so there's always I would never vandalize things that were, I think, new or nice. It was always like going to the old, DuPont experimental station or the mill factory, the abandoned mill, mill or whatever, and throwing bricks in the windows. And we would grow up around a lot of those new suburban developments, where they were always building the new cookie cutter houses or whatever. And I would go in there and I would take nails and I would write messages to the construction workers like, you'll die, in nails to make it seem like a ghost.
Wait, are you lying them out or are you hammering them in?
No, I would just arrange them in letters, nails and letters.
Oh, that's not vandalism per se, it's just threat.
Okay.
That's just threatening public safety.
You get arrested for that? Trespassing.
I think you get trespassing, but what about the guy who owes the mob money and then goes to work that day and says, well, it'll probably be okay and they'll never find me, and I'm hiding out as a construction worker in Delaware, and then gets to work and it says you'll die written out in nails.
I really gave
and then he just says, I'm just going to go into the woods and kill myself, and then later on you find the skull, and it all comes around.
Yes, that's what I wanted. That is literally what I wanted.
You're a criminal mastermind. You're a genius.
Yeah, but no, shoplifting is for little bitches.
Thank you very much. I'm wish Sona was here right now.
We'll have to tell her. Yeah.
She adores you, by the way. She loves you, and she will freak out that you pretty much called her whole life up until 31, the life of her
31.
She was shoplifting late into her life.
Ew.
Yeah, constantly.
I don't know about that, but I support stealing from the
man.
The man, yeah. Fuck that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Although I think I am the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Leave that's my phone.
Hey.
You grow up, and were you interested in show business when you were a kid? Did you know I got show business in my blood?
I think so. I mean, pretty much. I mean, I think I was I did have show business in my blood on the Puerto Rican side of my family. My great-grandparents were flamenco dancers. I mean, I was never connected to Hollywood or anything like that. Right. But I think so. I don't know. I was a really quiet kid up until I went to until I discovered community theater. I was kind of
really?
shy. Yeah, as a younger child, I was kind of quiet and shy. And
if I had talked to you when you were 8, would you have? And I wouldn't have been allowed to talk to you when you were 8, but would you have said, yeah, I'm interested in doing anything involving performing for people, or would that have been the furthest thing from your mind?
I probably would have been come with me in the woods. I found a skull, and I know it is of a baby. I was into things like make believe.
That's great. I found a skull.
I'd be like,
and
follow me into the woods.
Are you sure that was make believe?
Did you
I don't
find a
know.
skull? Maybe you want to tell us
We have to
about
build
it.
a fort and do a ritual because I know it's a baby's skull. I like to play in the woods as an 8-year-old.
Come with me to the woods. Wow, you'd be a terrible camp counselor. Well, kids, here's your new camp counselor for today. The new CIT, Aubrey, is going to come with me all to the woods. I found the skull of a baby. There must be a ritual. That'd be fantastic.
I was a very delusional child, but I never thought like, oh, I could actually do that. But I was definitely obsessed with movies. I mean, I was like, the minute I had my hands on a video camera in the 90s, you know, I was just making movies all the time.
Right. Which movies did you like when you were young?
Well, I was never exposed to like great films until I was a teenager and I started working in the video shop.
Yep.
Remember those?
Yep.
So I grew up on, you know, like blockbuster movies, Spielberg movies, all the big ones, Ghostbusters, but a lot of romantic comedies.
You liked a rom-com.
I liked weird movies too. Like I'll never forget when I saw For the Boys, starring Bette Midler. You know that movie where she goes on the.
Is James Caan in that too?
Yeah.
Isn't it like
James
a USO
Caan.
tour or something?
Yes, and I saw that way too young. I saw like weird movies at too young of an age.
That's not a movie for. I mean,
I know.
not that it's a racy movie, but it's just not a movie
like
for kids.
Like a 9-year-old, I was like, now that's art.
James Caan, Bette Midler, USO shows.
I swear to God.
That's a movie.
Also, you know, it had a really big impact on me as designing women.
Oh.
So I discovered that show in the basement of my foster grandparents' house, and I was not allowed to watch that show as a young child.
Really?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot from that show.
How to design
Julia
stuff.
Sugarbaker, Delta Burke, Annie Potts.
I don't
James
remember.
Hart.
What would you have
Best
learned
cast.
from that show except
Sex
interior?
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a lot of. I didn't know that was a
yeah.
sexy show.
Are you kidding? All they did was date and talk about having sex, and then I don't know.
But probably with real sly innuendo that wasn't that harsh.
Well, they were just like real sassy Southern women, so
Right.
it was always, you know, they're always screaming about.
They never
something.
seem to be doing any work.
No.
And that's the common theme in most shows that are about a workplace. No one's working.
Right.
I mean, if you watch, you know, Murphy Brown, they're always sitting around at a tiny table. They're supposed to be three or four of the most powerful journalists in the world. It's basically supposed to be 60 Minutes, and it's supposed to be Mike Wallace and, you know, all these powerful people. But they're sitting at a tiny little table that shows them in a multi-camera setting, and they're poking at little salads and being goofballs, and nothing's getting done. I want to do a workplace comedy where people just seriously, quietly work the whole time, and there's no banter.
Cheers was the closest because they'd at least be delivering drinks and things like
Not
that.
much. Not a lot.
Okay, well then I'm wrong.
Yeah. Once
Parks
again,
and Rec, you know, we worked a lot on that show.
you did well. You did.
But that was very focused on the
Yeah.
tasks that we were doing. The comedy came out of the. Not to make it about me. This isn't about me.
No, it's just a podcast
Aubrey.
starring you today.
Okay.
So it is about you. Like many people who've risen to great fame in the business, you were an NBC page.
That's right. You weren't, right?
I was not an NBC
Okay.
page, no.
But Regis Philbin? That's his name?
That's his name now.
Philbin.
Sorry, Philbin.
Regis a name that will live in history. Regis Philbin.
Philbin.
Regis Philbin was an NBC page, I believe.
Philbin.
But you were an NBC page. I think when I was doing late night, you were an NBC page.
Yeah, you were. You were. And you know what? Because, okay, the way I got my SAG card, I don't know if you know the story, but the way I got my SAG card is because I think I either was a page or I had just like left the program, but I kept my uniform, which you're not supposed to do. And I convinced the guy that shot the pilot for 30 Rock, he directed a lot of the 30 Rock episodes.
Yeah.
They needed a page to do a tour of your studio because they were shooting on the floor of your studio or something. And
Yep.
I knew the speech
You knew the
about your
spiel.
studio. I was
Right.
like, and welcome to the thing of Conan O'Brien. And I would make up stuff, but I don't remember what I said. But because I knew the spiel, I was like, I just let me do it. I was like, I can do it. And then he threw me in on camera and I did it. And because I had a line, you know, the SAG union rules,
They had to give you a card.
got right into that union.
You know, this fascinates me because there were pages that worked at 30 Rock, obviously in real life, and they would do tours of my studio. And I remember accidentally listening once to one of the tours, and everything they were saying was not true.
Yeah.
And this one page that I was listening to, this is not you, was saying that the stars in the back, painted on the wall, are there because Conan has long been a huge fan of astronomy. And I was like brushing my teeth in the hall, and I heard this, and I went, what are they talking about?
Okay.
No, it's late night. Stars late at night. That's all it is. And people in the crew were going, and this person wasn't doing a bit or anything. That's just was a piece of misinformation, like a game of telephone that had been passed on over 9 different page generations.
Sona talks about this in her book, that when she was a page and gave tours, she was just lying about stuff.
But there was a game that the pages, and this is like whatever, I don't know if they still do this, but there was a game that all the pages would play where you would go, okay, I'm going to give you 3 words for your next tour, and you have to incorporate these words into your speech at some point, and it has to be believable. And the words were always insane. I mean, maybe it was like, it was like penguin or whatever, and then you'd be like, and this studio is cold because 10 years ago they had penguins on the show, and they had to raise the temperature, and then they never changed it or whatever.
And that's real. You did tell tour groups that...
I did say something about penguins.
Yeah, because our studio was cold, and the reason it was kept cold was because of all the lights in the ceiling.
Right.
So that once you get an audience and you turn the lights on, temperature goes up like 15 degrees, so you have to keep it artificially cold so that it's comfortable once the show is going.
But also so people don't fall asleep. Not that they would.
Oh my God! They lied to me about the light temperature.
No, but it's not like
that's also why they electrified the seats.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
No, but
number 3C is falling asleep.
No.
Zap. No. I mean, right? No one could. If I were performing, no one could fall asleep.
You gotta keep them awake.
Well, that was what I always heard about Letterman, is that he liked the studio cold because it kept the audience on their toes.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be warm, but I didn't necessarily want it to be cold. It's
That's
just,
nice of you.
I know, good guy.
It's very cold in here right now.
It is freezing in here, but that's for a whole different reason.
Oh.
We store government surplus meats in the back.
That's how we pay for all.
Yeah, that's how we pay for everything. That's a side business of ours.
This is like one of the most terrifying rooms I've ever been in.
What are you talking about?
It's just weird, dude. Like,
just because there are pictures of me all over the place with no shirt
cameras? This is an audio thing.
You were in the forest with child skulls.
I know. I love anyone who was like, come to the forest. I have the skull of a child. Wow, this podcast studio is creepy. What a creepy place.
It's weird.
Skulls.
I don't know.
It is not weird. It's a beautiful,
a lot
deep
of gadgets
blue.
and stuff. Whatever.
So, whatever.
Whatever you got to do, man. Whatever you want.
I got to do this. So you lied on the tour and told people things about me that weren't true.
Yeah.
Did we have any interactions? I don't know if we did.
No. I was way too drunk to have the confidence to talk to anybody.
There was I noticed when I first was working at my job at late night, pages would scurry past me and seem kind of nervous. And I remember talking to one once, and they said, I was told not to make eye contact with you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and I found out that was a holdover from like the past, but I need eye contact a little too much. I love chatting people up. I'm constantly chatting up.
You're doing it right now.
I know.
It's making
I'm sorry.
me uncomfortable.
I love eye contact.
No.
And yeah.
There were a lot of things like that. I think that's what made that, at least at the time that I was in it, that's what made the page program kind of exciting, because there were so many holdover, like weird things like that you would have to do or know, and you felt kind of, even if it was weird like that, you felt like, well, like part of something.
You have to, yeah. But also I've noticed that, I don't know if you've noticed this, but once you became a known person, sometimes there are people that say things on your behalf that you don't even agree with.
Yeah.
And you find out later, well, we were told before you came that there was to be no mention of donuts because, and you're like, what? What are you talking about? And it was someone not playing a prank, but someone who was well-intentioned, who misunderstood something, telling people beforehand. And then you realize how much of this is going on around me, where people were told, whatever you do. Gourley, were you told before you met me?
I was told to engage in conversation about astronomy with you.
That's why I gave you the job, because it's a fascination of mine. That's why I covered the studio with
Clearly, and we're in like a fucking spaceship right now.
It's not a spaceship.
A bunch of lasers pointed right at my dick.
What? It's a
Sorry.
blue? That was very charged and erotic. Are you playing any sports now?
No. No.
Pickleball. That's the whole new craze now.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
I love sports though. I'm gonna go to the batting cages tomorrow.
Oh.
But that's for the MLB is doing like a show now where they ask you questions while you hit balls.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
But I'm just going because I want to hit some balls.
Your answers will all just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then crack!
Exactly.
Another home run.
Yeah.
I think it would be great to have a pitch machine, a pitching cage, batting cage in the yard. Wouldn't you just have access to that 24/7?
I love hitting balls.
If you're feeling frustrated or
Very good.
because it's just to go back there and occasionally hit one.
Yeah.
Every
Yes.
ninth time, accidentally make contact. I would love that.
Yeah, me too. I
All right.
love it as a gift
Okay, I will.
for doing this.
You know what? We're going to start. Oh, okay.
What?
Now I have to call your publicist and say, look, I'm going to set up a batting cage for Aubrey. Where does she live? And then I have to look into what those cost. That's going to be very expensive.
I think so.
Hey, in the 90s, people would get Ferraris as gifts. That's what I heard. Megan Mullally told me.
She got a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Wow.
She'd do a podcast and get a sports car every time.
Oh, those 90s podcasts had so
Yeah.
much money to throw
Oh
around.
my God, ridiculous.
We
what they
should
used to
start
do.
giving. But we do give away, when you leave, there is a little wicker tray out there.
Yeah.
And it's got a couple of snacks
Okay.
in it. And yeah.
Maybe
and
there's some big league chew in there, so it gets close.
No, there's nothing like that. It looks very granola, crunchy,
Yeah.
organic.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't do this for the gifts. I do it for the therapy.
I could really help you. I really
know.
could.
And you have.
Aubrey, thank you so much for dropping by. I know I mean a lot to you.
You do.
And I know this was a big deal for you.
Look, if this is how we have to talk, we'll do it like this.
Let's get real quiet now at the end.
I think it's best to
If
wrap
this
it
is
up.
all we got,
There's probably.
then this is what we got.
I want to
you
do
know?
the quietest ending of any podcast ever.
You want to have the quietest din-din, did you say? You want to have a
Yes.
din-din with me?
I want to have a quiet din-din with you.
Won't you invite me up for din-din?
Okay, I'd like to invite you on for
Bing,
din-din. A little. Jesus.
Bing, bang, boom.
I'm just.
Are you crying?
I think I'm in love now. I
we
definitely
need to
want to
end
have.
this.
I want to have din-din with
Actually,
you.
really
Yeah,
need
give
to
me that din-din.
Okay. Jesus.
You wear those shorts while you make me that din-din.
Oh yeah, I'll make you some din-din.
Drop the sauce all over your din-din.
Got a little sauce on my shorts while making the din-din.
You get Greg Daniels out of here. He's not invited to the din-din.
We were having such an erotic moment, and you brought up fucking Greg Daniels.
Because I see him.
Greg, get out of my erotic fantasy
see
with
him
Aubrey
coming.
Plaza.
See him walking.
Get out! Get out! Thank you, Aubrey.
Thank you.
You're great.
Goodbye.
You talk in the book that you say that your favorite, and you've had so many great jobs. I mean, you in your life, you achieved all these great dreams. You said your favorite job ever was being governor of California.
Yeah.
All-time favorite job.
It was the toughest job.
Toughest job.
The toughest job, without any doubt, because to bring 120 legislators together and make them agree on anything, it's kind of like impossible. But we made it possible. We figured it out. And I think that to serve 40 million people and to be the governor of the greatest state in the union, greatest state in the country, out of 50 states, California is by far the greatest state with the most revenues and the most power, the most diversity in order. Unbelievable. And not only that, but we are actually now the fourth largest economy in the world. So to be governor of that, it's just unbelievable, the responsibility. And you learn a lot. I mean, it was the most extraordinary learning experience to sit in that Capitol and to have meetings. Think about that. If a meeting from 9 to 10 with the nurses union, and they want to have a better ratio between patients and nurses. If for every 4 patients, 1 nurse, rather than for every 6 patients, 1 nurse. And I never even heard of that before, the ratio. So you learn about all of that, and what is it that nurses go through? And why is it important? Because when they lift a patient from the operating table, onto their bed, those two women cannot sometimes do it if it's a heavier patient. So they need a male patient there. So they were fighting also to have male patients that are a little stronger to lift the
male
patient.
nurses,
so all of this stuff, I've never even heard of those debates. Then the prison guards come in and say, we're working so much overtime that we need to have more prison guards. We need to hire more, and we have to have more salaries and more wages and more benefits and all that. So they talk about that issue. Then the teachers come in, the teachers union, they talk about the teaching and the challenges teachers go through. Then the people that represent the kids come in. So this is how it goes on and on and on from morning to night. And it's always issues that you have not really been aware of. So in the beginning, it was kind of like a university where you study new subjects and new issues all the time, and you become so smart with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I had one advantage, and that was I was not a real ideologue. Yes, I was conservative. Yes, I'm a Republican. But I'm not stuck in this ideological corner. And I didn't look at the Democrats as the enemy. I always felt kind of like in order to make this work, you have to have Democrats and Republicans work together. Yeah. So we worked together and we figured out what is it that we can do together, and then let's fight over the other issues.
People are so hungry for that.
Yeah, right, and so that is really what we did, and that's why we were able to build all this infrastructure, and why we were able to do the redistricting reform and get rid of gerrymandering, and why we were able to go and pick so many minority judges and women and all of this. So we were able to do things in the environmental issues that we tackled. I mean, this is the only state that really reduced its greenhouse gases, its pollution, by 25% within 10 years. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of great stuff that was going on. But together, Democrats and Republicans together did this work. Not me, not the Republicans, but Democrats and Republicans.
Here's what really I took away from your book and what you're saying right now is early in your career, it's you. And you are in a situation where you can control your body. You can control what you do to your body and how you build your body. You can be in full control as a bodybuilder. Then control was very important to you when you got into movies. How can I prepare myself? What roles are right for me? What roles are wrong for me? If I'm going to do a comedy, what should that comedy be? And what would the best way for me to, how could I best show my humor? What would work? Who's the best this? Who's the best that? When you become governor, you put yourself in a situation where a governor can do so much. It's almost like you willfully put yourself in a situation where you don't have a lot of control. There's a lot you can't control when a job is that big. Do you think there was some part of you that was pushing you into a situation where you can't control everything? All you can do is try, but there's a lot you can't control.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a dictatorship. You don't want to have one person make all of the decisions because we're not perfect.
Right.
And sometimes that goes overboard and you start going power crazy and stuff like that. So you need always to have a check and balance. I think that's really terrific. But what you can do and where you have total control over is motivating people to move forward and to do great things. So it doesn't matter what your philosophy is, but to say, we must sit down, guys. And we got to build more highways and freeways, more tunnels and bridges, more on-ramps and off-ramps, more school buildings, more university buildings, affordable housing. Let's do it. We can do it. So now they go, oh, this is great. And they sit down and you can motivate. So you become kind of the motivator and the force behind bringing people together and creating a vision. Like I said in the book, visualizing is the most important thing. I had very clear visions, of course, crazy visions of what California can be. I told them, I visualize, every city having 1,000 cranes. And we are building and building and building new dams, new highways, new this, new that, new that. And it was a crazy vision, but you have to have a vision. But it motivated them to sit down, and that we were able to do $60 billion of infrastructure, half of what I wanted, but we did it. And so this is really the great thing. So I think that one thing we have control over is motivating. And that's one of the things I feel like is missing today. There is no one in Washington that is really rallying up the troops and is motivating them and becoming kind of like their the motivational kind of force behind it to bring people together, because there's a way of doing it. There's a way of doing it. There's people are not saying, I don't want to get together with the other side. I think you just need someone that motivates them and really make it attractive and kind of like talk to them and communicate the right way. And so this is, I think, there's certain powers that we do have that I was able to use. And I was always a positive person. You know me. I mean, it was never kind of like, I always see the world kind of like Norman Rockwell. You know, Norman Rockwell, he always painted everything that was fun.
Kind of optimistic,
right? Exactly,
and fun.
Optimistic and fun and colorful and stuff. So that's the way that's the lens that I look through when I look at America, or when I look at any of the issues or the problems, anything. It's always through that lens. I see it bright, don't see it dark and black and white or anything like this. I always see it bright, and there's a bright future ahead. And I think that to me, is much more helpful than always being depressed and like say, oh my God, things are terrible, things are going downhill and all that.
Yeah. I was very impressed too, which I didn't realize in the book, is you had surgery that was supposed to be routine just a couple of years ago, and something went very wrong in the surgery, and it was touch and go.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was really pissed off.
And
I can tell you that. I mean, think about it. You go in there.
I was pissed off that I had a life and death experience.
No, but I mean, think about it. I mean, you go in there and they say it's a 2-hour procedure.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know is you wake up and they say, okay, this is 16 hours later.
Yeah.
And you're trying to talk. And you go, They said, well, no, don't try to talk, Arnold. You still have this thing.
They put a tube in your throat.
In your throat. And so they now put the tube out of my throat. I'm coughing. And they say, all right, let us explain to you. Things went south. We punctured through the hard wall with the wire. Accidentally. This was the wire that's supposed to go up and remove your old valve, aortic valve. And then the other wire was supposed to replace that and put a new aortic valve in. But by accident, we punctured through the wall, and it created internal bleeding that we had to do an emergency opening of your rib cage, rip everything open very quickly, otherwise you would have died. And now we had to then do this and this and that. Then we, by accident, also damaged the other valve, and this is how it went on. And so now, 16 hours later, but we saved you. You say, well, that is really fantastic. So I had to kind of like what I call their shifting gears.
Yeah.
I had to shift gears because now this thing like going in the afternoon, then out and having a good time was out the window. Now I'm trying to survive.
And this is just to reiterate, you thought you were going in for orthoscopic thing, and then you go home that night and have your pizza and pet your donkey, and then you wake up 16 hours later and they took all of your insides out and put them back in upside down.
That's right, exactly. So, I mean, so this is what happened. And so now you have to shift gears, because now you have to say, when they tell you that you're not out of the woods yet, because what happens a lot of times, they say, is you can die because of pneumonia. Mm-hmm. And so this is why it's very important that within a day, you must get out of bed and you got to go and start walking to really get lung exercises, because that's what usually trips you up. And so it's very, very important. So I now start setting my mind, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to get out of bed. As soon as they wheel me from this station over to my bedroom, I'm going to get out of the bed, no matter what. And I'm going to start walking. And so this becomes like the mission, to start walking. I don't want to die because of pneumonia. I've gotten through the surgery and blah, blah, blah. And so, it was kind of a touch and go situation the first few days. But then I got stronger and stronger. And 3 months later, I started with Terminator 6.
Yeah.
I started filming. So 3 months later, I started filming again. They couldn't believe it on the set. And I was back again, working out regularly and all this stuff. So, I think that, again, with the positive way of thinking, and I can do it, and nothing is going to stop me, with that kind of an attitude, I was able to do that.
This book is, I recommend it to everyone, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. I recommend it because the quality that comes through again and again and again in this book that's really sweet is humility. You have a lot of humility for someone who is almost like the cartoon representation of you can do it all and achieve everything. You're very, very humble, and you have a lot of empathy for people who maybe don't have some of your qualities or struggle. You have an incredible amount of empathy. And I could see that when you made these videos after January 6th and Ukraine, and that really spoke to me. And I thought, God, I'm happy this man's out there and he's doing this now with his platform.
Well,
so
thank you very much. Thank you. I love being a motivational speaker out there and writing a motivational book and having a motivational newsletter that is out there every day. And to do all of those kind of things, the Pump Club and all this, I felt kind of like I was motivated my whole life by people, and I want to motivate other people now, millions of people around the world. Yeah. That's my mission.
I feel motivated.
So do I.
I don't think you're motivated.
Oh, you don't?
She's not more motivated, but I think I'm motivated.
I'm still stuck in your Haight-Ashbury days.
Well, I see that you're motivated. I don't know why Conan is after you. I mean, it's like you're the only woman in this room. And who is he attacking?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
It's like unbelievable.
Yes.
Maybe you're motivated to quit.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. Yes.
I'm going to start a rumor that he has a hostile work environment.
I'll back you up.
It's
I'll
not a
back you
rumor.
up, sir.
It's not a rumor.
I will back
That is
you
all
up.
I need
It's
right
not
now.
it's not a rumor. It's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor.
Yes!
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, thank you very much. God bless. Whatever you
so
like.
we'll start
Well,
with that.
anyway, so I'm going to read it off there. Just say, hi, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're supposed to comment on what it's like to be Conan's friend. Well, how the fuck would I know? I just walked into this studio and they put a piece of paper underneath me here and they say, go and read this off and comment on what it is like to be Conan's friend. I don't know. I hope it's going to be a fantastic friendship. There's a give and take. That's what I hope. But I mean, right now, I just saw him for 2 minutes and we've been kibitzing for a little bit here. But of course, it's not the first time we've seen each other. I mean, we have seen each other many times before. I've done his show before. I always had a good time. Yeah. And he was in charge of promoting all my movies. Yes. That's why they went through the roof. And all that stuff. So I hope that now I came out with a book called Be Useful, and I hope it does the same with the book. Sell, sell, sell. That's one of the chapters in the book.
I read the book.
Sell, sell, sell.
I read the book.
You're already much more successful.
I don't even think I need
because
to be
of the
here.
book.
No, this could be Goldblum's
We
record.
should let Arnold just keep going because this is fantastic. This is absolutely
Did
fantastic.
I talk too much already?
No, you didn't
this
talk
is
too much at all.
fantastic.
No,
For the next 50 minutes, I'm not going to say anything.
Nobody wants to hear me. They want to hear you.
No, I want to hear you. You were so funny. I listened to you when you were Dana Carvey and this guy's on for the Hans and Franz stick. You were reading, and you were reading out. You actually invited me, but they had the environmental conference, so I couldn't make it. But that was so funny. I was laughing. There's no comedy movie, to be honest with you, that I have laughed that much than just listening to you.
With the Hans and Franz movie.
And
Kevin Nealon.
Exactly.
And Robert Smigel,
And exactly. What was the other guy's name?
Robert Smigel.
Robert Smigel.
Yeah.
Smigel?
Smigel.
Yeah. Immer.
That's just making my life
Exactly.
right now. We wrote a movie a long time ago. I'm just going to tell the viewers. We wrote a Hans and Franz movie, and it was, and we wrote you as half the movie, even though we hadn't even pitched it to you yet. And it's the most ridiculous movie in the world, and it's a musical. And one of my favorite things is we depicted your house as being two flexed buttocks that open. That you
it was
through.
hilarious.
It was so much fun.
Because I remember there was one scene in there that I still remember from the script where one of my cousins says, I have to go to the bathroom. And he says, so where do I go? And I say, you go right down to the deltoid. And the deltoid turn left. And then you will see a huge calf all split in half. You walk through the calf and then with the six-pack. I said, if you see an 8-pack, that's not the one. The 6-pack, you go through that door.
We have to make this movie now.
Yes.
We have to make this movie.
And that 6-pack, that is where you walk in, and that's where you go to the bathroom. But this is not a girly man bathroom, okay? So I mean, it was all of this stuff.
It was so silly. And I remembered yesterday I was talking to Robert, and I talked to Dana a lot, and I was telling them, I remembered we wrote a scene where someone passes and you're very sad and you're one of the pallbearers and with all of your friends, and then you get to the grave and you all start doing lifts with the coffin. It's like, we put all this foolishness in there. It was so much fun.
But it was fantastic.
Well,
it was so well written, and I hope they do it.
Yeah.
I really hope they do it because you still can do it. You still can do it.
I'll put up the money. I will
you
say
have it now. I mean,
I have it. Yes, I have it.
You bought. I mean, they paid you almost $1 billion for this podcast.
$2 billion. $2 billion. $2 billion.
Yeah,
it was all Bitcoin.
Are you married?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Then
yes.
I understand twice as much.
My wife said no. It needs to be two. You know, I have to say, I'm gonna. There's so much to talk about, but from the first time I worked at Saturday Night Live when you came there and you did a Hans and Franz sketch, and I always was a fan of your movie work. You are so fucking funny. You are hilarious. You are so naturally funny. You can see it in Pumping Iron. You can see it throughout your whole career. Always very funny, really funny. And you came on my show when we were out here in Los Angeles, the late night show, and you prepared. And that's a big part of your book is preparation. But you kept calling our segment producer and saying, I can do better, more before you came on the show. You had so many great jokes. You prepared more than any comedian I think I've ever worked with. You were absolutely fantastic. And then my favorite thing is we wheeled out a real photograph of me in boxer shorts, just boxer shorts that we took before the show. And it was life size. And you tore me apart verbally, my body. You went after my body. And the crowd was laughing so hard, they started stamping their feet. And the fire marshals were worried that they would do structural damage. Yeah. It was
I remember that. As a matter of fact, one of the things I remember was that your producer or showrunner, whatever they call it on those late night shows, told me not to throw up.
Thank you, Frank Smiley.
I said, when they rolled out the picture, I said, wouldn't it be great if I just throw up? I said, because I will find something on his body that will be throw-upable. You know, so...
you did.
And then he said, he said that would be too gross because it's a late show. We want to entertain people. We don't want to gross them out. Plus, right after you, there is a food commercial, and we don't want people to throw up.
So your big achievement in show business, among many, is looking at my almost naked body and not throwing up. Is that what you're saying?
That is discipline. And I talk about this in Be Useful. That is discipline. I mean, I was doing everything that I could, trying to kind of look at, your deltoids. I tried not to look below the belt, and all this kind of thing. So I was doing everything to try to stay as serious as possible and not to throw up.
Wow!
But
congratulations.
But the bottom line is, you have a good body.
Oh.
You look lean.
Yes, thank you.
I think that's the most important thing to stay healthy and to stay alive for a long time is to be lean.
So
you're in the right track.
Tell me if I'm wrong, Arnold. But when you first came into the room, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I looked right in your eyes, and you looked right in my eyes, and you sized me up, and we haven't seen each other in a little while, and I saw in your eyes fear. Is that correct?
Okay.
Of throwing up.
No. I saw fear. I saw physical intimidation.
I did not know that you detected that.
I saw it.
I mean, I was trying to cover up. I was trying to cover up the fear and the intimidation and how little I felt compared to you, career-wise, intelligence-wise, body-wise, definition-wise, size-wise, six-pack-wise, everything. I mean, I said to myself, maybe I can hide my inferiority complex.
Yeah.
But you obviously saw it.
I saw it.
You saw it.
And not that I smelled it. It's a pheromone. You can smell when fear is released into the air. I could smell it. And
absolutely.
I could smell. It's sort of a sausage smell.
Oh yeah.
That's what I could.
Yeah. So to me, it's more like a Wiener Schnitzel smell.
Hey there, welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I am joined by Sona Movsesian, Matt Gourley, my whack pack, as it were.
Oh, man.
We should do the traffic in the morning and do a lot of sound effects.
We've done that a couple of times. Sorry.
Oh, no.
We can do it again.
No. I just hate when I'm reminded that it's too much.
Yeah.
We've had too much life.
I
That's
think
a
there's-
terrible thing to say.
I
That's
think
wrong. I take
too
that back.
much life.
I want much more.
No, you
Whoever's-
said it. You said it.
Damn it.
I noted it down.
let's call it.
I'm picturing Zeus on a cloud saying, "You said it." I throw a thunderbolt at you now.
I think the whack pack is revisitable, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to
That's
do it
quite a
again.
word,
Yeah.
revisitable. We just hit a landmark, which is yesterday. Sona had a birthday party
Yeah.
for her 2 children.
Yeah.
And they're twins, and Mikey and Charlie. And this is always a moment for me because they were born immediately after our last late night show ever on TBS. We did it at the old the theater, the Largo Theater. And I remember saying farewell on the last late night show, leaving. There was a little rap party, but it was this 28-year run, and then leaving, and I flew back east. And when I think I landed, and I think the next day or something, you called me
Yeah.
and said that I used to call them Rub and Tug when they were in utero, and you said Rub and Tug have arrived.
Yeah.
And that is now 4 years.
It's been 4 years.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and we have a lot of family. We have a lot of people in our lives, and we have a birthday party for them every year. And the first thing Tack did is he
Tack,
found
I just want to
my husband.
Your husband, Tack, yeah.
He found a clown, and he has hired that clown every single year we've had a birthday. His name is Gilly the Clown, and he's awesome.
Okay, what makes a good party clown? Seriously.
First of all, to get the attention of all these kids and then to hold the attention is
How many
hard.
kids would you say?
Yesterday we invited their class too. I would say there were like 30,
Wow.
35 kids.
And what is it that
Kids.
Gilly does that's so great? And by the way, a shout out to Gilly the Clown.
Yeah.
Where does he, what area does he
He's
cover?
a Los Angeles clown. I think his company is called the Los Angeles Clown Company.
Mhm.
And I think don't.
Formerly William Morris Endeavor. Sorry, guys, I had to do it.
Oh my God. I think
Sorry. Oh, that made me happy.
Tack is like kind of living vicariously through the boys because I don't think they had clowns in the Soviet Union.
Well,
so he's
they
like,
did.
I'm
They were
gonna-
just all on the Politburo. Listen, that's a very funny joke.
Is
If
it?
it were 1986,
Okay.
that would kill, around a bottle of vodka in Minsk.
Yeah.
So tell me about what Gilly does that's so great.
So he does a whole thing that's actually funny for parents and funny for the kids. He does a whole magic thing. And then at the end, he made swords for all the kids with balloons. And then they went into the bounce house and just started fighting each other with these balloon swords.
Right.
And he comes and every year it's always something a little different. And I think we're going to just have Gilly until like the boys are 18.
I'm thinking about Tack when he was a kid in the Soviet Union having to wait in a really long line on his birthday just to get 1 second with a clown. And it was a cut rate clown.
Yeah.
The clown had a cardboard belt, some Soviet issued cardboard shoes.
Jesus.
And the clown would just bend a balloon that he had to keep remending and reinflating, and it would pop.
Former World War II sniper.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
He's bitter now. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I defended Stalingrad. I'm here with these fucking kids.
Frostbitten toes. They're black.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Ivan, just you're here for the kids. Next kid. You didn't even do anything. That we waited for 6 hours. And next kid.
Shit. Oh.
Is that what it was like?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He takes a picture with Gilly every year. He loves Gilly.
I want to see a picture of Gilly.
It's the first. I'll show you.
Yeah, and then we're gonna post this.
He's
Okay,
the
go to-
first.
Gilly the Clown. He's from, what is it? The Los Angeles Clown Emporium?
Oh,
The
wow.
Los-
Look at that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's Gilly.
Gilly.
That's legit. I was expecting something a little more DIY or something.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's a clown.
Okay, we can see that.
Yeah.
This guy Denver has to say, hey, by the way, I'm a clown.
He
doesn't
Look at him.
Fuck around
real
about
quick,
clownery.
Go to
He's
the YouTube
serious.
channel or at Team Coco Podcasts on Instagram to see
Yeah, and
this.
check out Gilly the Clown, and it looks like he's throwing a club at the viewer. Doesn't it?
He is.
He
Yeah.
can do it all. He can juggle.
Wow.
Yeah.
He does magic. He does it's very funny. He does balloon
Does he
animals.
do political stuff?
What?
He-
Like what?
I don't know. It'd be
Oh,
really
wait,
funny if he
does
was like,
have other clowns under him? Like
I think he
sometimes you
does.
get like a second-rate Gilly or something.
I don't know.
Or like
We've
Gallagher
only got
too?
And you know what?
Gilly.
if I hired Gilly and I didn't get Gilly, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
You got to
You know,
ask for
I
Gilly.
agree. No, he's the best. And we're probably
Oh, he does custom characters.
yeah.
Gilly will create a special character just for your party. Hey, let's hire Gilly and see if he'll do some political stuff.
Yeah, Nixon. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, political stuff from the 70s. Oh, you'll never get those tapes. Cut to kids crying. We want the Soviet clown who defended Stalingrad. Even he's better than this piece of shit.
Not Ivan. Nobody wants Ivan.
We'll have them both. It's detente.
Do something about Spiro Agnew resigning. Why did you visit China? Make it stop.
Oh man. No, but we love Gilly, and we're probably gonna we're gonna have him for as long as we have.
I think we're
birthday
getting
parties.
Gilly the Clown in here
We
someday.
should.
I'm
Yeah.
in. I think he'd be great.
I would love to get now. First of all, so your kids had a good time. That's important.
they had a really great time. They had a lot of fun.
That's
It was
nice.
good. It
Did
was
they get
really
any
fun.
good presents?
We haven't opened them yet. We're
What?
using them as.
What's your problem?
We're using them as like you got to be good, or else we're not going to open
I'm
your
sorry,
presents.
I have never heard of that shit
also
before.
6
It's their-
days past their birthday.
Well, they got their birthday presents yesterday,
Oh.
and then they came home and they were all jacked
Oh,
up
I
on
see.
like sugar and stuff.
on
that
rum
we were
and
like,
Coke.
we were like, you got to calm down. We're going
And
to open
vodka.
your presents tomorrow.
Okay, so wait a minute. On your birthday, the thing that makes it special is you get all these presents and you
Yeah.
open them up.
You don't have to
That's
learn
the
lessons.
fun of it. You don't say, okay, these are your presents now. They're going into storage. They're going into a storage facility. And
You're off to boarding school.
Yeah.
We use anything we can to use as like a carrot for the boys. Like, be good, don't fight, don't
Yeah.
wrestle.
If you
don't
want
throw that
want
thing.
nutrition and food, you better be good. If you want to get a full night's sleep, you better be good.
It's hard. We're just saying, like last night we came home and we're like, you guys have to sleep and behave or else you don't get to open presents tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we mean it.
And
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. No,
Oh, ah!
it doesn't work. It doesn't even work a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God.
work at all. It
you
doesn't
don't
work
get that
at all.
antibiotic until you're good. A fever at 106. Better be good. Or no, acetylmycin for you. Jesus, I don't like this. Again, this is tax Soviet upbringing. All joy must be withheld
Yeah.
in order for you to be good. Fall into line. Big Brother is watching.
Right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sometimes it works, but it didn't work
Of
yesterday.
course it doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't
Well,
work.
Happy birthday to the boys.
Hey, happy birthday to the boys. That's the important thing. And Gilly the Clown, wherever you are, you're apparently very good at what you do.
Yeah, he is.
And I hope to meet him because he and I have something in common. We're both entertainers. And I was a clown at a birthday party once with my good friend who has since passed away, a guy that I did a lot of improv with back in the olden times, Mike Castagnola. Someone saw us perform together at a Groundling show and said, we want to hire you. And they hired us to play a birthday party.
Maybe you could team up with Gilly. And,
Let me tell you what happened.
What?
We didn't know what it was. They said, we want to hire you. And we said, we're in. And then it turned out it was in the park, like in Santa Monica. And it was a kid's birthday. And these were little kids. And we showed up and we bombed. We brought our guitars. We were
What were you
trying
dressed
to be,
like?
I don't remember us even, we weren't dressed as clowns.
Oof. Big mistake.
Yeah, I know. That's the first mistake.
Yeah.
But I don't think we appreciated, these are little kids. I think we thought, we can improvise our way out of anything. No, these were little kids.
No.
We didn't know what we were doing. Mike Castagnola and I bombed. And if he were still with us on this earth, Mike would share the story of how we got nothing. And we walked away gutted.
Oh.
We walked away gutted. And
This is your origin story.
This is my origin story.
Years later, you did a late night show with an all children audience. Do you think that was to make up for this clown party?
Yeah. Possibly it was another masochistic need to return to my old feral pain. But no, so I know how hard Gilly's job is. And so I'd like to meet the man.
Yeah, he's awesome. He did not bomb. Crushed it.
Okay, well, now you're just rubbing it in.
Yeah, he crushed it. Little kids,
well,
bigger kids.
Good for Gilly.
Crushed it.
Okay, let's
Not-
listen.
I bet he'd be even better at podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
What if Gilly then gets a podcast and eats our lunch, and then he's on Sirius and his channel is the next channel over and destroys us.
Just has a podcast called Gilly Doesn't Need a Friend because I have a ton of friends.
Yeah, Gilly is over to my Donahue. Just totally, no one's heard of me again afterwards. Just disappear. All right, my guest today was a cast member on Saturday Night Live and starred in the hit series Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now you can see him in the new movie The Roses and in the Comedy Central animated series Dig Man. I'm very excited he's here today. Andy Samberg, welcome. You're a laid-back dude.
Oh, man.
That's what I love about you.
By the way, sorry I didn't shave, fellas. I'm preparing for a role.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Lazy guy.
As lazy guy.
All right, and then after that, I'm doing beard dude.
So I walk in to the dressing room. We'll call it the dressing room. It's not really a dressing room.
I think that's a fair assessment.
It's just an office. But anyway, I walk in, and you greet me, and you're wearing like a nice shirt, a button-up shirt.
Yeah.
But down below, you've got the sloppiest sweatpants I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
And you were like, I'm sorry. This is the harshest I've ever been to anybody. And I said, hey, man, come on.
Yeah.
You got to dress up for, I think you called him the Cone Meister.
Yeah.
And I said, you got to, put a little effort in. You said, hey, they don't shoot from the waist down.
I did say it in that exact voice.
Yeah. You went, hey, man.
Hey, man.
And then you said, when's 420?
I said, yeah.
But you're obsessive compulsive about it. You like, let me know when it's 419.
Yeah, because I got to have my tokage ready.
Yeah.
And then when I toke, I got to have Easy Rider playing.
Yeah. I love an obsessive compulsive 420 guy. But I got to have everything. All my stuff has to be lined up. All my shit has to be lined up. And the right song has to be playing. Set the alarm for 4:18.
Oh my God. I used to do a bit about a Rasta who's like, smoke the marijuana, smoke the herb. None for me, though. My wife's pregnant. She could go into labor at any moment. But everyone else, don't be ganja. But obviously, I must refrain tonight. She could go into labor at any moment.
I've got to be responsible.
I got to be totally focused if that happens. I got to be with her. We're on this journey together.
I was thinking about this today. This is totally random, which means I'm as comfortable as with this chap as I am with anyone. This incredible Andy Samberg. I was thinking about this morning on a run. Yeah, you got to get this. We got to work out to get this bod.
I exercised this morning also, so
not like me. Anywho, I hired 9 guys to attack me with hammers. That's what I did. Yeah, throughout the day. And my doctor has said this is not contributing at all to your physical
I
health.
hired 9 guys to attack you with hammers too.
That's funny. Today, 18 guys attacked me with hammers.
Mine were for a different reason.
Oh, okay.
But guys, that's just hard math.
Yeah. I was running, and it started to occur to me that the Roxy Music song, Let's Stick Together, is the craziest rock song ever because it's one of the coolest, sexiest, Brian Ferry vocalists of all time.
Wow, that was quick.
What the hell is that? What the fuck did you just do? What did you just do? Let's call out Eduardo. Eduardo, what's going on? Maybe someone else's 420 started.
So I was getting ready to cue up the song just in case somebody here hasn't heard it before.
Right.
And I accidentally pressed play on the last song that I had going.
And it was Harry Belafonte.
No, it was I Quebec. It was some jazz.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh, nice. I like it when I come in here and you've got a little jazz club going. Always puts me in a bad mood right away.
Didn't mean to interrupt your story.
But I'm running and I'm thinking about.
I liked it.
It's rock and roll, and it reminded me of a bit I used to do for Odenkirk, which is it's a rock and roll song that is all about being responsible.
Yes.
And it cracks me up because the song is all about, we should stick together. It would be good for the children. for tax reasons, it makes sense. To expect too much excitement in this part of our life is overreaching. Let's stick together.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me, and it reminded me of this thing I used to do for Odenkirk, which was Robert Plant, singer. And he's singing about, get 8 hours of sleep. Don't cheat yourself with 6. Get your protein in many forms. And all the songs have like sick, leads and stuff like that. And it sounds very crunchy, but it's incredibly responsible. And I realized, it's Brian Ferry did that with Let's Stick Together. Hit it. You prick!
Hey.
Yeah. So you got this great thing going.
Yeah.
And then he's like, in the long run, it makes sense. I've talked to my accountant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tax breaks and whatnot.
Yeah. Let's talk about you and then more about stuff I thought about on my run today.
Okay. You run through the neighborhood? Do you go to a place?
No, I run through my neighborhood, often screaming.
I was going to say, I imagine immediately imagine it like the beginning of the movie about your life where everyone's like, how you doing, Conan?
Hey, Conan! Hiya, pal! I do this when I see people, when I'm driving around LA and I see people jogging, I always pretend they're fleeing. It makes it really fun. I do. I always imagine.
What are they running from?
Yeah, I just imagine them running really hard, and they've been running really hard for hours from like a monster.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about you because Andy Samberg.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking about you today.
Is that on your run?
No, I think about important stuff on the run.
Oh, sorry.
I was thinking about you because I think you are this comedic linchpin between one era and another in comedy that's crucial. I think you were doing YouTube internet comedy before such a thing really existed.
Sure.
And I think you and your Lonely Island chums had, and I'm going to call your chums.
We're unequivocally chums.
No one's ever said chums with unequivocally. But you guys were working on this thing and perfecting it. And before there was the delivery system.
Right.
And then the delivery system comes along. You said I think you formed Lonely Island in 2001?
Yeah, 2001. We moved to LA from Berkeley where we grew up together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All grown up in Berkeley, laid back dude.
Oh, yeah.
You were a skateboarder.
Yeah, I was terrible, though. They were both pretty good skaters, though.
You were a 90s kid who was obsessed with 70s music.
Yes.
Which is really interesting to me because I was a, 80s guy who was obsessed with 60s music.
Yes.
I went back 20 years, so I was not listening to whenever people say, oh my God, you graduate high school in the early 80s and you head off to college, you must be listening to, and they come up with all these amazing early REM and all that. And I'm like, no, I wasn't listening to that. I was listening to all British Invasion stuff.
Yes.
And then I drifted before that, and I went into Sun Session Elvis and all that. But you were out of time a little bit.
I mean, I think for kids that are into music, you go back, right? I mean, you know what's going on at present, but like now kids are listening to the 90s. It's all 90s.
Yeah.
I've had a couple depressing moments with this recently. Like I have Apple Music and there's a section in it called Dad Rock.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And it's like bands where I'm like, they just came out. I know those guys. And then I'm like, oh, right. I'm in my 40s and a dad. But it hurts. I'm like, no, they're the fucking coolest.
You gotta check them out.
Oh, man. What? Dad Rock? Nah, this dad.
Summertime, I love to hang out with my pals, my bros.
Yeah,
you
you
know
do.
me, right?
Yeah, I know you. And when I think of you, I think of bros.
A bunch of us get on our hogs, our choppers.
Yep.
We go up the coast.
Yeah.
It's prime time to gather the whole crew, and it's Miller time. That's what I call it. Since 1975, Miller Lite has been the perfect way to stock up your cooler when you're finally together again. The taste you can depend on, made with simple ingredients, not fancy stuff, no chives, no cheddar, malted barley for rich, balanced toffee note flavors and the iconic golden color. It's no wonder it's the original light beer since 1975 and still iconic 50 years later.
It's nice.
Man, I can't believe it's the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite. So many memories. I'm at the Louvre, Miller Lite, traveling around. I'm one of those little trolley car things that where you just one guy pushes up and down, and it goes on the train.
On the train tracks?
Yeah, and I've got my Miller Lite with me.
With your crew?
With my whack pack.
Yeah.
My homies. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Conan to find delivery options near you. You can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. If they don't sell Miller Lite, they're not selling beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Hey, I raised my Miller Lite to you, Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Look it up. You, Yorma, Akiva, you guys know each other from Berkeley.
Yeah.
And you put together this thing. I'm going to say 2001. You say 2000, 2001. No, fuck you. 2001. You guys start working on this comedy. And it's fascinating to me because I don't know when YouTube came along officially, but it's a huge event because I remembered immediately when the day someone came into my office. I think it was Frank Smiley, who's a producer. He came into my office, and I'm sure he produced all your segments on when you came on the show over the years.
Yeah.
But he came in and he said, "It's insane. Whatever you want, just type it into this site."
Yeah.
And so you'd say, I don't know. I remember seeing a thing on Green Acres once where suddenly he's in Paris. It's like this, he's upside down and he's in Paris for no reason. And there it is. And it broke my brain.
Yeah.
But you were crafting this comedy that I believe kind of changed many things. And I'm not a scholar, so I can't say you alone did this, but you guys had a huge impact because Lazy Sunday, Dick in a Box, I'm on a Boat, the stuff that you guys were churning out, I think was the essential DNA of what everybody's been chasing. Does that feel to you fair?
I mean, it feels great to hear.
Yeah.
I've always thought of it this way, which is like I heard of YouTube the morning after Lazy Sunday aired. I didn't know that it even existed yet. And then there was this big wave of like press. Also, it was the Christmas show, so it like took it into the holidays.
Which is great because it marinates.
Yes. And everyone's like, we're all at home watching your video over the holidays over and over again. And there's no like new SNL episode to wipe it clean or whatever.
Right.
But it became this wave of press, not about us, but about the existence of YouTube and about streaming video and how it was here. It's been this thing everyone had been talking about. Like before, when we lived in LA, we were making videos. We were just like trying to get people that had bandwidth and websites to upload our stuff.
Right.
Be like, oh man, we might get like posted on heavy.com or, like stuff like that. And you like have to submit it. You send like a VHS tape in and they're like, maybe we'll upload it. And then all of a sudden it was like, here's YouTube. Anyone can do it immediately. It's easy. It's free. And here's the video that's like the crest of the wave.
Well, I think the first time I heard it's gone viral was Lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure other people had heard the term, but people were telling me this thing's a monster. And I watched it and I was like, what? I don't get it. No, I and I was like, I'm going to have him on what's called a podcast someday. And I'm going to tell him I don't get it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I could always see the future very well. Couldn't see the present. Couldn't see that was really funny.
I say that to myself all the time when I watch new things. I'm like, I don't like this, but eventually I will.
In time, I'll love it. But those things were, those videos were events and made so many of them. And that felt to me as a person at that time, I had was doing my own show, but had written for SNL. And I remember when I was at SNL, always thinking short films are the way to go. And SNL had always done them a little bit, but I was always a little frustrated by live in some ways.
Same.
And I thought, why don't we just get it? I mean, because all my heroes it's Monty Python, it's all this amazing sketch comedy that has been, it's SCTV, where they've got it just right. And there was part of me that really wanted to do that. And yes, there had been short films on SNL, but when you guys started putting those out, it felt like you were doing the thing that I had been kind of daydreaming about in some weird way.
Yeah.
Why doesn't someone do that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll go back to bed.
I mean, it was also because digital video at that moment, I just think about how lucky we were on so many fronts. Like, it was right when YouTube was becoming a thing that people are talking about. It was right when digital video could be made affordably and look good. It also looked different from the live show. So it was a nice way to step out and be like, hey, this is our thing that looks different and feels different. The same way the very first episode had an Albert Brooks film or something where you're like, whoa, what was that? That was on film. So in the beginning, we just, Shoemaker and Higgins, who, Higgins is still a producer there and now Shoemaker runs Seth's show. They knew we had made videos. Kevin Yorm had made a video while we were working there just for fun. And they were like, if you guys could do more of these for basically nothing, which is what we had been doing, and use the cast, we're always looking for things to change over sets, basically. So it kind of happened very fortuitously and kind of under the radar. And we did one with Forte called Lettuce, where we're eating heads of lettuce. And then we tried another one that didn't air till later. And then the third one we shot for SNL was Lazy Sunday. And then it was like, oh, that went better than we were expecting.
Yeah. It's the Oppenheimer white flash, kind of. But I mean, I think that specific kind of comedy, to me anyway, starts with you guys.
Certainly on SNL, I think the pace that we kept in our editing and stuff, you can see that now influencing the stuff being done, which makes me so happy because I'm very antsy about my comedy. I want it to just be like... but we're all children of Monty Python.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. And Mel Brooks. When I was a kid, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, those things turned into SpongeBob and they turned into Us and they turned into, Mr. Show and Stella and all the things that influenced us of what if it was real life, but really it's just a cartoon and anything can happen and the world is spongy. And that's what, when I was a kid, made my brain go crazy. Billy Madison, Tommy Boy, things like that, where you're just I can't feel happier about watching something because it just allows me to disappear into it.
Right. And there's music also an important part.
Yeah.
You're a huge music guy. And so obviously Dick in the Box.
Yes.
There's a strong musical component to the stuff.
Yes. And we also, again, got really lucky where it was Timberlake, hottest thing in the game being I want to do one with you guys, and us being use all of your powers, Justin. You know what I mean? And him literally being all right, here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to stack all my vocals. These are all harmonies. These are split to the left. These are split to the right. And we were just oh my God. Oh my God, this is how he's making the biggest songs in the world right now.
Yeah.
And he's applying it to our song we're writing about sticking your dick in a box at Christmas. You know what I mean?
It's you're in a room with Mozart. And he's what do you gentlemen have?
Yeah. All right, you ever see the movie Diner? He's I love it.
Oh, so we'll do this. Dick in the box.
Yes. And I'm also here.
When you were in college, you did stand-up, I think, for 7 years?
Yeah.
Which I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to imagine you doing stand-up because I never thought about doing stand-up. I always thought, no, that's not me.
I was wondering if you did, because I think you would destroy. But...
Well, I later on went and did it in different ways. And of course, you build that muscle doing a late night show every night where you're standing in front of an audience. And the thing that got me into it was I wanted to do very silly things in a late night show. And I wanted to create an insane world that was sort of in the spirit of what Dave had done, but very different, which was cartoons.
Yeah.
Very cartoony, like you were saying. And I've always thought of myself as I'm a cartoon character. The hair, the name. I like to be thrown around like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I like to throw people around like they're cartoon characters. So, I don't know. You can attest to that.
Yeah,
Dave.
no, it's very true.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
Okay, happy to be here.
You signed a waiver.
So many NDAs?
It's like
You
terms
own-
and conditions.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, whatever.
You own a timeshare. So
Yeah. Oh, yay.
It's not a good one, and you're way behind in payments. Yeah, it's a lot of bad news here.
It's like a timeshare in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
But it's built in kind of
no shade. We love Baltimore.
Shout out to Baltimore!
Hey, Baltimore!
And you have to stay there 50 weeks out of the year.
So behind.
Yeah, but it's also built as a Mediterranean bungalow.
Wow.
So it's very cold in
I
the
have
winter.
to go.
But it's in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
It was nice
Trucks
knowing
come
you.
through all the time. Open the door again. Why?
Timeshare sucks.
It is a scam.
So you find your people first, which you did. I think I did. I found my people, and then like a Robin Hood, I was like, okay, I got my gang together. Now we're going to head off on this adventure. Then you find your I'm going to go on my trip now with my gang, and we're going to try and accomplish this goal.
Yeah.
Go through Sherwood Forest and do something. But you got to get the people first. And that was crucial. And I think that kind of has to happen in your early 20s. A lot of times, if you're lucky. But
if you're lucky, yeah. I mean, and before you have kids, because it gets way more complicated, obviously.
Or kids that you're willing to acknowledge legally.
Yeah.
Well, I had all kinds of kids in the 80s.
And like, what are they up to now?
David is one
I'm
of
right
them.
here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's hella awkward.
she contacted me and said, "You do something
You hire
with him." Yeah. So he's been here, and we fired Sona and put him on mic.
Yeah. But then after I leave, you're gonna like hug him like too tight and be like, "I fucking love you so fucking." Like,
Just reminded me
Conan,
of
you been drinking? No.
Maybe I've mentioned this, but it's one of my favorite things for the wrong reasons. But the Green Lantern movie that Ryan Reynolds made.
Yeah.
There's a moment where the scientist who ends up being the bad guy in that Green Lantern movie.
Spoiler.
Thank you. He has the ability to read minds, and his father's a tough general. And the father comes over to him at one point, and he praises Ryan Reynolds. "You're a great guy." And then you can hear his voice thinking like, "Yeah, he's really great." And then whatever, and he says goodbye to him. And then he turns to his son, and the son says, "Father, well, I've been working on these experiments," and he gives him a hug, or shakes his hand and goes, "Good job, son." And then you hear him, he hears him think, "What a disappointment."
It's literally the Joe Montana sketch.
Yeah, but it was for
They
real.
won't bother me. I'll be masturbating.
It's not supposed to be a laugh line. I laughed. I saw it in the theater. I think someone was coming on for the late night show, and I saw it in the theater, and the general hugs son played by a famous actor. Anyway,
Brad Pitt.
no,
Ryan Reynolds.
Clark Gable.
The little tramp himself, Charlie Chaplin.
Well, I was going to say no, but because you said the little tramp himself, Charlie Chaplin, it was Charlie Chaplin. Anyway, the idea that I would hug my son and go, "Good to see you, son." What a disappointment. So I told my son this, and I do it with him all the time. I hug him and I go, "I love you." What a disappointment.
Like in his ear.
Anywho, Eduardo, why don't you just miscue another track? Jesus, I'm fucking sorry. Shots fired. Yeah, left and right.
What a
Peter
disappointment.
Skarsgård? Peter Skarsgård? No. Damn it.
That's why I didn't say anything.
Anywho, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll edit this out. It'll be chopped together. You'll do a nice little chip, chip.
You know who it could have been? Blake Lively. She was in that.
Oh.
That's right. That's where they got together or met. Something like that.
I don't speak on things like that.
Wow. You're principled.
Oh, yeah. That's their private life.
Whoa. And I think you're a little gassy, too.
You know, you zip your lip, but then immediately you got to fart.
Yeah,
Because it's trapped.
nowhere to go but out.
Yeah, that's a good character, the mime who keeps zipping his lip and then you're like, oh.
All right, so
Normally I love mimes.
you're on SNL, and you worked very hard for 7 years,
Yes.
I think,
Just in fact.
and it took a toll because the kind of work you were doing is very labor intensive.
The shorts
Were really labor intensive, and then I imagine there's all kinds of pressure. Give us another one of those; it becomes viral the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd just be that hit.
I mean, yes. For the first 5 years, we couldn't believe our luck. You know, they're like, they're just asking for him now. We have like a spot on the show every week. But not coincidentally, after 5 seasons, Keeve and Yorm both kind of left and were half working there, half not. Keeve went and made a movie. Yorm went and made a movie. And it started getting a lot more difficult physically and creatively.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the 7th season, I was like, I don't think I can do it anymore, basically.
So I went back for the 50th.
Yeah.
And I was in the audience and really enjoying the show. And then I think the three of you did a short about anxiety.
Oh, yes,
at
yes,
SNL.
yes. And I did it with Mike Diva, too, who's a director there now.
And it is about how many people talk about the anxiety of working on SNL.
Yes, yes.
And it's funny because you're kind of taking a piss out of that old saw that, you know, it's like going into battle doing SNL and the anxiety involved. But also at the same time, you're honoring that it is true. And it was really funny. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a whole section of it where I start singing If These Pipes Could Talk, because it's talking about how everyone who ever worked there gets IBS, basically, from stress. And, you know, that video that night, everyone that worked there at some point went out of their way to be like, that was really like, that nailed how it feels, basically, in a fun, hopefully, way. But,
also at a great moment, because the 50th, it came out beautifully, I thought. But of course, part of the process was a mad scramble because things have to be. I think there might be some part of Lauren that likes that.
Of course. Also, it's stressful to be at the 50th. Make no mistake. Like, you love it. You wouldn't miss it. But you're like, it's fucking everyone who's ever worked here is all here. And like, who's going to say hi to me? Who's not going to say hi to me? Who do I say hi to? Am I going to be in the show? If I'm in the show too much, do I like what I'm doing? Am I pissed about that? If I'm not in the show, are they ignoring me? Like, there's no winning when you go back into that, because it's such a vortex of everything that's ever happened there. So I was kind of hoping it would sort of be in the spirit of that also.
Yeah, I think you touched on something that anyone who's worked there has felt. And it's so strange because so many people enjoy SNL, as they should. They should enjoy it without knowing what goes into the sausage.
Of course.
So they're not supposed to know. No one's supposed to know that the level of anxiety that some people manage to do it and not feel that.
Yeah.
That's not how I'm built. I always felt, and I was a writer. I was not a performer, but just as a writer, I felt like there was a gun against my head all the time.
It's designed that way. Yeah. It's a pressure cooker, but also, like, I personally went through that process and I still love it the same as before I worked there.
Yeah.
Because it gave me everything I had hoped it would ever give me, and I loved doing it.
Yeah.
And so you have to recognize when it's time for you to leave, because you can't physically do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do that, I think it's fine. I mean, every job is hard.
Yeah.
Like, you go to your doctor and they're all cheery, hopefully, but like, they went to med school for like 70 years or something. So like, it's a job and it's work, and you do that work, and your job is to make it seem like it's fun and just let the fun part filter through onto the show. Right?
And yes, I disagree. No, I disagree, but
you disagree, but say more about that.
I just think you're wrong.
And you think I'm stupid and ugly?
Stupid and ugly, yes. But I hope that was implied.
Yeah.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Each Apple product, like the iPhone 16, is thoughtfully designed by skilled designers. The titanium Apple Card is no different. It's laser etched, has no numbers, and it earns you daily cash on everything you buy, including 3% back on everything at Apple. Apply for Apple Card on your iPhone in minutes, subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank, USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com. Hey, Sona, you're taking a trip to Hawaii soon, yes?
Yes, I am. Yep.
This is a whole family thing?
It's a whole family thing. All 4 of us are going, and we're leaving Oki with my parents. And so I am thinking to make some extra cash on the side, I'm going to put my place up on Airbnb.
That's smart. I'll tell you why. Why just let your place, which is very nice, sit there?
Yeah.
I think you Airbnb it while you're out of town.
Yep.
And then you make some money to buy, your husband Tack, some cool Hawaiian shirts and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
he loves Hawaiian shirts.
Good looking guy in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's so smart. If you host while you're away, you're basically offsetting some of the cost of your own vacation lodging. It's the circle of life, if you think about it.
That's true.
Hosting is a unique way to save money while you're traveling, and it's super easy. Here's the thing. Your home might be worth more than you think it is. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host. Do this, Sona. I really want to see Tack wearing a lot of new Hawaiian shirts when you guys get back, and I want it to be cash you made from Airbnb.
Okay.
It's interesting because when you went on to do the very funny, long-running Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you're working in this format that I think you and I are similar. You mentioned it earlier. You kind of want to make something and have it be out there pretty soon. And if you're making a short film, or if you're in a sketch, or I've always loved the world of think of it and then it happens pretty soon after you think of it.
Yes.
And I struggle in the format of, I don't even know how people make movies. What little I've seen of it, the idea that you would spend years of your life and not know, you would drop a nickel and not into a well and not hear it splash for 7 years and then get a critique. And it splashes when you're busy doing 6 other things.
Yes.
That feels very strange to me. And even the rhythm of doing a Brooklyn Nine-Nine would be very different than what you got, kid? What you got?
Yes. We got to a point, in our first 5 or 6 seasons or something, we had like over 20 episodes a season. It's like that old school series order. So we would reach a point where they were being written and we were shooting them after the season had started airing. And when you get into that rhythm, it's a little more stressful, but you can be like, hey, if I think of this joke today, it'll be on the air in like a month, 2 months,
right?
Which for a TV show is pretty good.
Yeah.
The thing about making Brooklyn that I loved, there were a million things I loved about it, but to your point earlier about doing the digital shorts at SNL is controlling the edit.
Yeah.
And just being like, if a joke is a dud, it's gone. Like the freedom of that feeling of knowing we're not going to expose anyone in our cast, we're not going to embarrass ourselves, and we're going to make it as tight as it needs to be or as slow as it needs to be for that thing. But something I was really proud of about Brooklyn Nine-Nine is that it flies. It really just goes and goes and goes. And that's something I really love personally.
Yeah, pacing. And I think of all the great clips that I watch over and over and over again from some of my favorite comedy movies, whether it's the Marx Brothers or W.C. Fields, or whether it's Peter Sellers' Clouseau.
Dude, Who's on First?
Yeah.
I showed my daughter Who's on First because I was like, you should know what this is. They are flying.
Yeah. Abbott and Costello's famous Who's on First routine. And the other thing you realize about that, to be a total comedy nerd for a second, is what a great straight man means. You always think of Abbott and Costello. It's Costello who's the big, clown. And you sometimes think, what's this straight man really doing? He's just saying, now, wait a minute.
Oh, it's the whole thing.
But he's fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
His job is to keep the line tight.
Yep.
So that the other person hanging on doesn't sag. And what are you doing? What are you talking about? It's just that it's so fast.
The ball is just in the air
the whole time.
It's incredible. And you can tell they've done it a million times. And that's, back then it was much more like you work your act across the country and then you put it on tape, which maybe we should be doing more of. It's pretty incredible when you see those performances. It's just a whole different skill set.
Yeah, it was a different era when people would have an act for a lifetime.
Right, yeah.
So you would have your act, and you think about what's happened because of technology. is you can work on an act for 25 years and then they say, congratulations, you've got a HBO Max stand-up special. And you do it and they go, great. You're nominated for an Emmy, but you didn't get it. But anyway,
Who are we talking about?
No, not me.
No, I know.
But no, what I'm saying is that it's a quick hit. The rush is over. It's a very noisy world out there. And you just did something you've been thinking about for 15 years that you've tested and tested and tested. And now what else you got?
Yeah, it's tonnage now. It really is. I mean, comedy has always been that a little bit. You're only as funny as the last thing you did.
What if we had that principle on this podcast, but it was about the last thing you just said?
Right. Well, the last thing I said was pretty serious.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So
you're not funny right now.
Ironically, not funny.
Yeah. So in this second, you're not funny.
And so
until
you
say the last thing.
Right.
Tomatoes. Now I'm funny.
Now you're really funny.
Yeah.
I'm almost like scared by how funny you just got.
Yeah. You're now still not funny. And if you're still speaking seriously.
If I'm being serious and it's not funny, trigger warning, I have to kill myself? That's the rule of your podcast?
Yeah. There's a little room we have in the back where.
Well,
like the glass room?
Glass room so that we can watch you do it.
Right. And there's like a samurai sword in there?
No, it's autoerotic situation.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Because that's now this I could get into.
Are you a happy chap now? You seem like a very happy fellow.
I'm pretty happy.
Were you always pretty happy?
Always pretty happy.
Damn it.
I know. It's annoying. It's a struggle to work in comedy as a happy chap. Yeah. Which I will now only refer to myself as that.
You're a real happy chappy.
I feel like your SNL generation was the last one that was kind of like, it was still kind of intense and gritty. Am I wrong?
It's possible. I don't know.
The stories I hear, both firsthand from people and like on things like podcasts and stuff, documentaries, of which I have watched all. It seems like it was a little more like competitive and kind of grindy.
Yeah. It was definitely that when I was there. And then I have to credit Sandler for, I'll never forget, we were, I got to think of something. Is this good enough? I had something last week, but I don't know if I have anything this week. It's late. I don't think I can write comedy. I don't think I have. I used to call my girlfriend at the time and say, I think I can't do this.
Yeah, the spiral.
And she'd be like, well, quit then. That was fun. Anyway, I was dating the Tasmanian devil.
I was like, where'd you go, Conan?
Sorry. Passed out for a second. You're a terrible lover. What? Does it ever get erect? What? Please. Those are just made up quips. But I was in that state of mind, and I think, Smigel and Odenkirk and Greg Daniels were like, it's life or death. And it feels like that's kind of how everyone feels. And then this guy named Adam Sandler showed up one day and he's like, oh, Baba Doo. Yeah. And he kept talking about, let's go get a milkshake. Oh, milkshakes are good. And he went, oh, I had strawberry. It was very good. And I just thought, what? And he was like, this is so much fun to be at SNL. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yippee. And he had that, I'm going to do Opera Man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. This is great, guys. And then I remember he came out with a movie, and when the movie was premiering, he rented a big bus with all of his friends that made the movie, and they drove around and they got milkshakes. Oh, I was good. And then they went to the premiere, and people recognized Adam, and he was very happy. And you're just, this is a possibility. You can like this.
I mean,
why not?
It's just your childhood, right? Like
I guess so. Yeah.
I think he's just came out that way. And by the way, obviously he's a huge inspiration to me. And when I saw him on SNL, it was him on SNL and Jim Carrey on In Living Color were the first times when I was younger where I was like, oh, maybe I could do comedy. Like, not to take away from how incredible they both are. Like, I'm not talented specifically how they are at all, but it felt so like, for me, your show as well, frankly, where I was like, oh, it's coming now that what I really specifically like is successful.
Yeah.
And perhaps now there's a path for me. Like, I think it is that one-to-one.
I think sometimes real silliness used to be discounted somewhat, but then I've always had that theory that, no, I just love things that are incredibly silly.
Yeah.
I'll use the word stupid, but then if it's really good, it's because there's some little piece of intelligence in there somewhere that I can't explain.
I mean,
or maybe not.
Imagine me explaining to my parents why, like, I'm under the table guy is like genius, right? Because he's fucking off the whole enterprise.
Right.
Like he's continuing like Steve Martin and Monty Python we keep talking about. But like the whole feeling of like, I think certain people who love comedy are born into this world and we were like, I have a question. None of it makes sense though, right? Like it's all a weird cosmic joke cartoon, right? And I'm not like alone in that, right? And then when you find other people that share that feeling and funnel it into laughing and enjoying themselves, it feels like a gift from God. You're like, you made it to Hogwarts.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, it's exactly how it feels. By the way, the most irresponsible school to send your children to is Hogwarts.
Say more.
Well, thank you. If only I had a mic and a podcast. Can you imagine sending your kids to Hogwarts and they're killed in a massive battle?
Also, like
that happens all the time.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't know if we should send them back next year.
Yeah. Did you know that 11 kids died playing Quidditch this year?
Yeah.
People are constantly imperiled and dying, and I think the school has to publish these facts. They do have to put it out there. I'm just saying, I watch that all the time.
This is stand-up. You imagine getting the email from Hogwarts in the summertime? We promise Voldemort's not going to be there next year. I know some of the parents were concerned. Voldemort showed up, killed hella kids. We have taken care of it. We assure you, our school counselor has talked to them. You're just like, oh, man.
Yeah. Okay, he did come back.
This time he's like a squishy little like widget underneath a
400
bench.
kids died in a great battle that destroyed most of the school and puts any mass shooting to shame by its sheer scale. But anyway, we could use money this year for our library.
We heard there was a Dementor in your child's dorm room. We're going to give you a 20% discount on that.
Right? That's a bit.
Should we do a stand-up special?
I think you and I should do a stand-up special. We'll talk about the money.
Okay. I assume 90-10 split. You take the 90?
I get the 90.
Yeah, because seniority.
Well, it's not just seniority. Height, but also
quality.
I'm Catholic.
More famous.
No, I don't think that.
I do.
But anyway, I feel like now you're working because of everything you've done. And this is what I'm happy for you about is that I did all these things that I'm very happy about. And then I find these things that I don't even know what they mean to people anymore, but I enjoy doing them.
Yes.
It's fun. And I love that. And as long as the rent's paid, I'll do the fun stuff now.
Yes.
And I really do look at these younger generation of comedians and I'm just delighted. Stuff, when I see good stuff, it makes me very happy. I don't feel, good damn it.
Agreed.
Well, they're sucking the lifeblood from me. But you get to do these things now, like this animated series, Digman.
Yes.
Which is a really funny idea. Because you grew up on
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And the Mummy and, this notion that archaeologists are like the
national treasure.
Yeah, like the coolest people in the world. And it's just a universe where you are told to accept that.
Yes.
Where you're like, archaeologists, whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and my friend Neil Campbell wrote a whole show where that's basically the world where like archaeologists are the biggest celebrities.
And you know what I love is that we all accepted it. I mean, when, I'm quite a bit older than you. I got 2 decades on you. And I remember when Indiana Jones came out and I never for a second thought, not for a split second did I think, wait a minute, archaeologist. They would show him teaching at school and then going out around the world. And it was the most exciting thing in the world. And when I knew that you were coming on, I thought, and we were going to talk about Digman, I thought, it's just so funny to me, the idea of, you could take footage of real archaeologists doing what they really do, but put the Indiana Jones theme to it. Dun, 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 and it's people just looking at geological maps for years to try and look where maybe the fault came together and there used to be a river and then slowly digging, but being very careful.
The little brushes.
Yeah, little brushes, but then
dusting vases.
The local government has asked you to do a stay because they want to examine what you're doing more carefully. So they shut down the site. You respond with legal letters. Now the site's been reopened. Just more slow dusting. And then lifetime over, never really found anything.
Roll credits.
Credits. Really long credits. Like there were tons of stunts. Just lots of stuntmen that you never saw proof of in any way. And he died.
It's real. It's real. I mean, some of them I'm sure are swashbuckling and adventure-y.
Your character.
Yes.
The voice.
Rip Digman. The voice.
Yeah.
It might sound familiar to some.
I'd like to hear a little.
Well, it sounds a little like this.
Yay! I'm happy. Man, my favorite impressions of all time.
Oh, you're the best.
No, seriously. You're first of all, I love him. I adore him.
Oh, he's the coolest.
I say this, if this gets back to Nicolas Cage, I adore him. My eyes are never off him when he does anything, which I think is proof that he's doing something right.
Yes.
But that voice,
dude,
your impression is fantastic.
Thank you. He came on SNL and did it with me, which I know is like an SNL move. But if I really had to think about one moment that I had live during that show, that was my favorite moment of the whole time. It was probably when he came and did that with me.
And were you at all self-conscious about doing it with him, or did it immediately just turn into, we're playing together, it's fun?
Kind of the latter. I mean, I obviously didn't want him to hate me because I respect his work so much. And like the reason I have an impression is because I've watched 1,000 hours of Nick Cage. It's like embedded in me somewhere. But I didn't even think to do it. It was like, I think like Emily Spivey or someone wrote me into a sketch as Nick Cage. And she's like, Sam Bear, can you do Nick Cage? And I was like, I don't think so. But then I tried it. And I was like, I guess I can kind of do it. And then I kept doing it on Update. And it was just so fun. And he was the nicest when he came. And he went so fucking ham live. Like,
so, of course.
We did an address and he was like, good. And we were like, this is going to work. And then on air, he just like went all in and like did the nice thing of like, I'm going to do how you do the impression.
Yes.
So it like feels crackly and fun. Like, he was just a joy.
He did, we used to do a horse on our late night show called Kloppy. Mm-hmm. And Kloppy was a horse. This conceit was I'd go like, hey, it's time to visit our friend Kloppy. And then there was like a children's theme. And this horse with a big fake head would look through the window and go, hi, I'm Kloppy. And I would talk to Kloppy. And Kloppy would always say very depressing things and then wander off and you'd hear a gunshot and a fall. And I go, oh no, Kloppy killed himself. Yeah. And Kloppy would come back and, no, I didn't. And then there was always a very tortured explanation for what the gunshot and the fall was all about. Yes. And he kept doing that. And that was Kloppy. And when we go out with the song too. And then I had Nick Cage on once, completely unrelated. We had him on as a guest and he's talking. And he just said at one point, I like Kloppy. And with his Nick, I mean, you can do it better than I can, but he said, I like you. I like Kloppy. You can do it for me.
I really like Kloppy.
And he did it with a big smile. And I became obsessed. When the interview was over, I said, the next time we do Kloppy, I want when we play the song, it's Kloppy. I want a little circle wipe to come up of Nick Cage's head going, I like Kloppy, for no reason, and then go away. And that was the magic of doing that kind of comedy was they went, okay. And then the next time we did Kloppy, it had a Nicolas Cage endorsement.
So
just as a little head.
But of course he got it immediately because he liked Kloppy because he's the best.
Yes.
He's the best.
Like, I like
the best. I like the horse that comes in with the happy song and then you think maybe he killed himself. Because that's fucking funny. He's like, yeah, man, that's
good stuff. I also want to give a shout out to The Roses, which is, I mean, talk about this cast. You're in this movie with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that you have to have a moment of, I'm sorry, I was doing really weird shit on the internet 25 years ago.
Yes.
And now I'm with two of the best actors in the world.
Truly.
In a film?
Yeah, in a movie. Jay Roach directed it. Me and Kate McKinnon play a married couple who are friends with them. It's a remake of War of the Roses, but really more of a reimagining.
Yep.
And it's written by Tony McNamara, who wrote like The Great and The Favorite and Poor Things and stuff. So it's crazy.
Is there an intimidation factor there? And it's okay if there isn't. You don't have to say there is.
I'll say this. SNL breaks you of it a little because you deal with everyone and you realize like, oh, right, everyone's just people. It's just, are you that crazy of a fan that you get a little nervous, which I did. I did a movie a couple of years ago with Kate Winslet and it was a straight drama. And after going through that, I was like, well, at least The Roses is comedic and I'm supposed to be funny in it. Right. So I was relaxed in that way. I was also paired with Kate and that was very comfortable for me. But I'm not unaware that I'm in a scene at one point with Cumberbatch, Olivia, and Allison Janney. And it's just the four of us. And it's like a big scene. It's
the ghost of Laurence Olivier.
Yeah, seriously.
Ooh, boo!
Yeah. Yes, honestly. Daniel Day-Lewis is like, mind if I pop in? And he's like, oh, get the fuck out of here! I'm just trying to memorize my lines. Get the fuck out of here. But you start and you're nervous and you're like, oh, here comes that day. I know that day. And then you do it. And as soon as you do a couple of takes and it's working and it's really funny too, which I just know is what I do.
Yep.
I'm like, all I can think is like, this is so fun and this is so cool. And they're all so nice. Like Olivia came from comedy. Benedict's hilarious. Janney is a legend and so funny. So everybody's nice. They're all like lying and saying they're nervous too to make me feel better. It was very warm and very fun.
I remembered rewatching Hot Fuzz recently, and Olivia Colman's in it.
Yeah.
And her name is like 15th in the credits.
Yeah.
She's hilarious and she kills it, but I think total she maybe has 9 lines or something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was banging around, doing stuff and being really funny. And then everyone was like, what if we let her do drama too? Yeah. And it was like, oh, I see. You're like one of the best.
You're one of the best ever.
Yeah. And Cumberbatch was funny because I played a detective on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, obviously, co-created by Dan Gore. And
Dan Gore, a former writer of mine.
That's why I bring it up.
Betrayed me and fled in the foolish thought that he could have his own hit. Well, it never happened for you, did it, Dan? Conan, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was a huge hit. People love that show. Shut up. Sorry. I'll do all the voices if I have to.
That's fine. It's like a radio play. It's good. But anyway, when I would have like a big case solve monologue on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I would often say, everybody stand back. I'm about to start Cumberbatching. Because of Sherlock.
Yeah.
And no one, speaking of speed, which is my fave thing, I keep telling, doing like fast dialogue, perfect diction, tons of thought going into every line, taking you through this journey of like Sherlock Holmes is solving this crazy, intricate thing. He was like, when it came to the detective stuff, that was my North Star.
Yeah.
Where I was like, the look and feel should be McNulty from The Wire, and the speed of the solves should be Sherlock.
Yes.
So it was cool to get to work with him and see him like do that in person.
Well, you're living the dream. Think about it.
I feel
because you're here with me.
Bam!
I made it about me again.
And bingo.
Podcast.
The best thing anyone could ever do.
When they're bad, it's okay. When they're good, it's okay. Everything's okay. It's a podcast. I've noticed that. I'm like, anytime we do anything and people are like, I'm like, I don't know about that one. It was great. Blaze always like, it was great.
It was good.
It is always great.
No, it's not always good.
Geez.
When you get a guy like Andy Samberg in here, oh man, is it good.
Oh, shit.
But then some piece of crud like Harrison Ford.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if you're listening, Harrison, I'm coming for you. That'll scare him. I want to thank you for being here. I also want to thank you for always being one of the nicest, just most relaxed, hilariously funny people I've ever known. Seriously, you're just you're a ray of sunshine. Seriously. And you make me, and when you show up in your goddamn baggy pants. What did you say? You said the quick Lawrence story at Wimbledon.
Oh, Yeah. So
Because I brought that up and you brought up something and I said, let's do it on the pod.
yes, you said you're wearing sweatpants. What the fuck, basically, in a bit voice.
Bit voice.
Yeah, I wasn't hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah. No clickbait. Conan O'Brien thrashes Andy Samberg for wearing fucking sweatpants, piece of shit, fucking slacker. All right. Long headline. Do you, internet? So yes, I said, do you want me to change pants? And then I said, oh, that actually really happened to me. I went to Wimbledon with Lauren last summer, and I got it. We were going to sit in the royal box, which is she as fuck, obviously. And I got an email being like, dress code, this and that. I was there shooting the roses, and I didn't have any like nice pants with me. So I was like, I got black jeans. That's gotta fly. Black jeans are not like normal jeans.
I would wear black jeans to a funeral, and I have.
Exactly. I would wear them to my own funeral.
Okay, that's just stupid.
Why?
You went too far.
Hang on, I got a burp.
Let's get a rewrite on that.
I wish I had done it on purpose. It was just like I couldn't hold it anymore.
You did what you had to do.
I was like, black jeans, the Queen's box, they're not gonna care. Like, also, like,
Little A. Samberg here. Hello.
I'm not like unknown in the UK. So
you're a huge star in the UK.
Just went full Jack Black.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not unknown. So we show up, walk in immediately. You can't wear those pants. I was just like, oh no, fuck! I fucked Lauren. I ruined his vacation. And they were like, no, it's fine. You just have to put on some of our Wimbledon brand khakis.
Oh, of course.
So they take me into a building. Into a giant conference room, empty, with like 5 pairs of Wimbledon brand khakis on the table. And they're like, yeah, whichever one's fit, and then left. And I was like, I guess I'll get into my underwear. So I change out of my jeans into the Wimbledon khakis. They're not a nice fit.
No, not a flattering fit.
Not flattering. I'm not a khaki guy at this point.
No.
And, hugging in all the wrong places. But I'm like, it's for Lauren.
Yep.
So come back out. They're like, oh, thank you so much. Sorry about that. Sorry. No. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Walk out to the Queen's box, sit down. And as we sit, there's like, ladies and gentlemen, the person's hurt and then retired. The match is canceled. Enjoy mixed doubles. And everyone in the royal box stands up and leaves.
Wow.
And we're just like, should we get some tea?
So your autobiography will be entitled Khakis for No Reason.
Khakis for no, or like, piece of shit.
What? I don't like that punitive inner voice you have.
She was a fucking piece of shit.
No.
But like little font.
No.
So ellipses.
No.
Little tiny font. He was a piece of shit.
No, Andy. The point is you were a piece of shit.
In the past, but
In
now.
the past. But that was 6 months ago.
I was going to ask you the timeline.
Super late.
I was like, give me the timeline.
You pulled it out. Andy Samberg, I'm going to let you go. Congratulations on everything. And this has been, I don't know, I need to pay someone because this was so much fun. So just name your amount and we'll.
Yeah, like $6.
Wow, I got off easy. Okay. All right. I do have fun, Andy Samberg, God bless you.
Thank you, Conan.
It was a nice, fun surprise. My old pal of over 75 years, Andy Richter, just wandered by and we grabbed him and pulled him into the studio. Andy, how are you?
I'm good. I was here stealing chips.
Were you in the kitchen?
No, but I do actually. I have a 4-year-old, and I steal chips and put them in the console of my car. So when I pick her, and she's now
That's brilliant.
When I pick her up, then I've got like the pop chips or whatever to give her. And now when I don't have them, she's pissed.
Yeah.
She's pissed.
You've created the expectation. We have a nice kitchen here at the Team Coco.
A beautiful kitchen.
Beautiful kitchen. And Erica Brown keeps it stocked with these nice chips. Once a month, we have to go over the books, and they told me that we've been hemorrhaging hemorrhaging money, and we isolated it.
Yep.
There's been a chip loss, mostly Air Pops chips.
Come and get me, screws.
I love that you're stealing chips. Now, do you put them under your? Do you just do it openly, or have you ever found yourself being kind of furtive about it?
If anybody walks by, I say, "I'm stealing these," and then and then I put them in the. I have it's like I have this console, and my car is such like a mom car. Like I have a spoon and a fork. I have a sewing kit. I have Band-Aids. I have Benadryl. And I have all and gum and mints and just all kinds of shit.
Just a soccer
in my car.
mom now.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, it's like my purse. It's like mom's purse, but it's the console of my car.
Well, I'm so happy you came by because we had a chip buildup, so we needed to leech some of them off. But
I only take the ones that are not good. That a 4-year-old will be like, "Yeah, it's better than nothing." Like, you're fucking ain't right, it is. Things like zesty ranch pea pods and shit like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of healthy chip. I think either eat a chip or don't.
Right.
But whenever they say no, it's made of soy. It's barbecue soy puff.
I think
shit.
I think Sun chips are like the snack industry's biggest fuck you to America. Sun chips. They're just. It's like because they can't be good for you, but they're purportedly like they taste cardboardy and weedy enough that you're like, well, this can't be bad for me. Right. But no, they're probably just about as bad as Lay's
But also,
chips.
Sun chips makes me think they were made by the sun.
Yes, exactly.
So,
they were baked in the sun. So bugs landed on them.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Andy, because a gentleman has wandered into the studio. And,
yes.
We need better security here. And I'm told his name is August Lint, but I don't really know anything about him. And I thought maybe you could help me find out more about this fellow. Is it August Lint?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You got it right on the first try.
See, I was guessing because you don't see a lot of lederhosen in this neighborhood.
Also, in this weather, it's like 90
It's
degrees.
hot.
Yeah, but it's great because they're nice and short.
Okay.
Feels good.
They're a little too short.
Yeah,
there.
a little too short.
Yeah, because I can tell your religion.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. That's not possible.
It's not possible.
I think you must be teasing me. But yeah, these are short lederhosen.
August, are you from Bavaria? Are you from Germany? Where are you from?
These are great questions. I'm from Dusseldorf, Germany.
Okay, and what do you do, sir?
I'm a salt inspector in the Schmeideberg pretzel factory. And
you inspect salt?
Yes, I'm the junior. I'm the junior and the senior salt inspector. And what I do is the salt comes down a belt and I decide, yeah, this is good enough for a pretzel. This is not good enough for a pretzel. This is too good for a pretzel. And that's my job. I do it all day long.
What happens to the salt that's too good for a pretzel?
That goes to like a sea salt chocolate or something like that.
I see.
Something really fancy like
that. Now, Andy, are you familiar with Dusseldorf? Because you have German roots.
I do. I've never been to Dusseldorf. In fact, the only time I've been to Germany at all was with you.
Yeah, we did a travel show there.
Yeah, we did a travel show in Berlin. And
one of my favorite segments of all time is us doing the Schuhplattler dance.
Speaking of lederhosen.
It was one of the funniest. I'm not supposed to say that about something I'm involved in, but damn it.
I'll say it. It was one of the funniest things I've ever just heard about now.
Now, August, let's get attention back to you because that seems to be what you want.
Exactly. It's so difficult.
How did you get this job as the pretzel salt inspector?
Oh, well, they had auditions. It's not a job interview. It was like a high-pressure audition. Hasselhoff was there as part of the panel, of course.
Sure.
And
Oh, he was one of the judges.
Yeah, there was a panel of judges, and then it was like, let's see your salt inspecting. And because the trick of it is like, they really don't want you to judge the salt by taste because, you know what I mean? Then it's going to go on a pretzel.
Yeah.
It should not first be in your mouth.
Right, that's unsanitary.
Exactly. So you have to show that you can look at it and judge it that way.
Okay, well, I don't know why you laughed there. That's not funny. It's just you describing your job. So, you know.
What about after the salt's been applied to the pretzel? Is there an inspection process after that? Because I can imagine that amount has to be very precise.
That's a whole different department. They don't let me get anywhere near the finished pretzel.
Why?
Because I'm not skilled enough. I don't have the skills.
To be honest with you, August, it sounds like maybe there was an incident.
Sometimes I will go over to the other side of the building where the finished pretzels are.
Yeah.
And they think I'm touching too many of them and not in the right respectful way.
Okay, well, why were you over there? Wasn't it made clear to you that you're not supposed to go to where the finished pretzels are?
Maybe there's a woman there that I can't get enough of.
Oh, really? Who is
Yeah,
she? Tell us
just a
about. What's her name?
Her name is Gertrude.
Wait a minute. Is it Gertrude or Gertrude?
It's Gertrude.
Oh my God!
And I can't get enough of just watching her.
Okay, so have you? Does she return your affections?
No, I wouldn't say that. But her. She has asked me in writing to stop, leave this alone.
Okay, well, that's an important thing because here in this country, and I hope globally, there's more of a movement that if women don't want your attention, they say that and you go away.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But only sometimes I will go over and just to watch her.
Okay, well, that's not good.
What is her job? What does she do? Like, what are you watching her do?
She takes, you can't believe it, but she takes a cart full of pretzels, finished pretzels, and she wheels them from that machine over to the bagging machine.
Right, so she's just wheeling pretzels.
Yeah, all day long.
But is she dressed in a provocative way?
She's got, it's like a hazmat suit type of thing.
Oh, well, this doesn't sound...
But you have to see the way she wears it. Nobody wears a hazmat suit like Gertrude.
Okay.
I want to know why they don't just have a belt.
Yeah.
A conveyor belt that takes the pretzels
why does
the package.
That's
a standard thing in most factories.
Yeah, why does Gertrude have to take this pretzel over to where it's bagged? You'd think there'd be a machine. Are you okay, August?
I'm fine. Yeah, no, it's nepotism.
Okay. So you think Gertrude's related to someone at the factory?
Oh, yeah. Her name is Gertrude Schmeiderberg. She's part of the Schmeiderberg family.
She's one of the Schmeiderbergs. I hate that. So let me just ask you something, and this is very important to me. What do you think of these American pretzels? When you come to our shores and you taste our pretzels, that you buy at a supermarket, what do you think?
I don't want to be like, pedantic or something like that, but there's literally no pretzels in the United States. Do you know what I mean? Like, those are not pretzels.
We have pretzels
they're not.
Here.
Sure they are.
What are you talking about?
That's not a pretzel.
My wife will buy a bag of pretzels and we'll eat them up.
You
Yum,
call
yum, yum.
them that, but it doesn't qualify as a pretzel because it's not made in the right way. I have toured your pretzel factories. There are no dedicated salt inspectors. There is nobody to wheel the pretzels to the bagging area. They're not made to the standards of a high-quality German pretzel.
Okay, I think you're... I'm sorry. I think you're being a little bit of a snob here.
A little bit? I'm trying to be 100% of a snob in favor of pretzels, man.
Hey, don't get all hippie on me.
Yeah, wow.
What is that, man?
Are they hard pretzels or soft pretzels that you guys make?
Well, they start out, Andy, soft, and then you cook them and they become hard.
Okay.
That's how the process works.
I just can't believe that there's that big of a difference between, say, like a Snyder's Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out
pretzel,
loud.
and then a Schneider or
Schmeiderberg,
whatever.
You can't believe there's that big of a difference?
I can't.
Yeah, I mean, a grain of salt's a grain of salt.
My God!
All right,
what are you talking about?
All right, I'm sorry.
You have to consider the size and the shape and the opacity. And
Do you
Is
wear
it like a diamond?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
here's my question. Do you use any kind of small tool like a tweezer?
Of course, I have tweezers of various different sizes to pick up and inspect the salt. And I got one of them things that a jeweler wears, too, on my
a
glasses.
jeweler's loop.
A loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't call it that in Germany.
What do you call it?
There's no word for it. We just call it that thing that a jeweler puts on his glasses.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
convenient for you
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
It sure is, yeah. Sometimes
Good for
there's
you.
no word.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's
It's a limiting language.
yeah, really.
We don't put a piece of salt on a pretzel unless it's like a 14-carat piece of salt.
You know what? I
cut
just
clarity and carrot.
August, I don't mean to offend you, but I just always assumed that there was a machine that just spat a whole bunch of salt onto a pretzel.
Oh, you don't mean to offend me?
I'm sorry. That's
That's
just
the way I think it's done in your stupid country, in your Pennsylvania Dutch place. But at Schmeiderberg Pretzels, a man does the spitting out of the salt.
Okay.
With precision and care and training for years. And Hasselhoff approved.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up with you, August. I want to say this. I always admire people, and I think you'll agree, Andy, people that are dedicated to what they do and take it seriously.
Absolutely. Even as silly as it is.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. and
Sometimes
it's,
people have silly jobs.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
not.
yeah.
no, I
can't
mean,
think of one.
it's silly, and I don't know. It feels like what you're doing is probably not making a difference, and would be easily replaced by a hose or something. But at the same time,
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to wrap it up, but they did try to replace me with a hose, and
Oh.
it didn't go good.
It didn't go good?
No.
Well, how bad? How not good did it go?
was a disaster.
Well, what happened?
There was salt all over the place. You can't put salt through a hose.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Were you there when it went wrong so that you could...
No! I had been fired.
Okay.
And I was at the bottom of a bottle. And then I got a phone call telling me the hose was a bust. Please come back.
Okay. And did you have kind of an attitude when you came back?
Of course I did, and I have to this day.
Yeah. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I hope your hose, yeah.
Yeah. All the time I'll say, well, okay, you can always ask the hose again. Stuff like that.
You know, a hose doesn't go stare at Gertrude either.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Gertrude.
Gertrude, I'm sorry.
Gertrude, my friend.
All right. Well, August, I know that, and I say this with great sarcasm, that you're a busy man.
Well, I've only got 7 months vacation this year.
Oh, Europe, they know how to do it.
Socialism.
Thank you, August. And Andy, we got to do more of this. This is a real treat.
Sure, thank
This
you.
is great.
I saw that you guys were having fun in here, and I wasn't.
Well, you were busy stealing
That's right.
while you were shouting, I'm stealing this.
I was. Wrong. Oh, wow, they're having no recording in there.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye. Okay, true story. The other day, I walk into our wonderful offices here in Larchmont, Los Angeles, and I stroll in, and I hear that our talent coordinator, Maddie Ogden, is chatting away. She's terrific, by the way.
Love her.
She is
Wonderful.
great. She has this amazing sense of style. She's very funny.
Funny
and
comic in her own right.
She's a very funny stand-up comedian, and she also greets all the guests when they come in. She makes them feel right at home. She puts these baskets of food. I encourage you, if you haven't been a guest on the show, be a guest just to meet Maddie and get the snacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
and
are
you
good
you do
snacks.
not have to be famous. Trust me, that's the new culture. Anyway, Maddie was talking, and she apparently had some dental surgery, and sort of they excavate the tooth a little bit, and then if you clean it out too much, you get something called dry socket.
Ooh.
That's
Oh.
where literally some of the nerves, and I know this is going to freak some people out, but some of the nerves in the jaw get exposed, and it's temporary. It goes away. But what you have to do is you have to put a little bit of a medication in there that numbs the pain.
Okay.
So you have to literally drop this medication down into this little hole in your tooth, and it numbs the pain, and then you're fine, okay?
Okay.
This brought back a memory, a repressed memory that I have,
Okay.
okay? And it's a story about what an amazing man Andy Richter is. Here's how it goes. A number of years ago when I'm doing the late night show, back in the old days in New York in Rockefeller Center, I had to have this work done on my tooth, and they said, we're going to finish this up later, but you should be fine. You're going to have some pain. So here's what you do. Get someone on your staff here's a little vial of liquid anesthetic. Get someone on your staff to take these little balls of cotton, tiny, and dip them, soak them in this liquid anesthetic, and then reach back with tweezers. And here are the tweezers, we're giving them to you, and drop them into this part of your tooth. So I go thinking,
how big is the hole?
It's like a little hole in your tooth, not that big.
In the tooth.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting to it. So I think, oh, this will be easy. And so I get to work and I think, wait a minute, who do I ask to do this? And I'm kind of looking around. I'm thinking, you can't ask an intern, and I'm not going to ask my assistant. This is just weird. I don't know who to ask. What am I going to do? Maybe I could yell at a writer. No, these writers, they all have, they're all addicts and stuff. Their hands shake. That's not going to work. So, I'm telling the problem to somebody, and I'm saying, yeah, it's starting to hurt now. And Andy Richter, God bless his soul, my on-air sidekick, says, I'll do it. What's the big deal? So anyway, for about 2 weeks before the show, he's dressed up. He's in makeup. I'm dressed up. I'm in makeup. The band's playing, but I don't know why they did that song. And I'm in my dressing room, and Andy would come in and go like, it's, 4:30, time to go. And he would take out the stuff, and he would, like an expert, he would dip the little cotton ball in there, and then it'd go open wide, and I'd open wide, and I don't know why he's Roseanne.
Yeah.
And then he'd reach way back there, and like, with the skill of an eye surgeon, he would drop this little pellet into the hole. This was pretty small, and it would go down and land perfectly. And he'd go, all right, let's go do the show.
Oh, my
And
God.
you're like, did Regis ever do this for Kathy Lee?
Oh.
Did Ed McMahon ever do this for Johnny Carson?
That's special.
This is special.
That's nice.
And I just thought, it just gave me this reminder that, like, I think I blocked all of that out. Whether you're on a cross-country drive or on your daily commute, time in the car is perfect for listening to podcasts like, I don't know, this one. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. Their network helps keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, I like to road trip sometimes.
I do too, and I have T-Mobile, and I can honestly say there's coverage.
That's important. Like, there have been times in my life where I'm out on the road, driving around, and especially on those family trips, you're out in the desert, you want to make sure you have that coverage.
Yeah, what if you get, like, your car breaks down, and you're just there?
Sitting there like a chump?
Yeah.
With no coverage?
Yeah.
Not this guy. I've got T-Mobile, got 5G. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
What'd you do for Andy?
I remember trying to push a $5 bill into his hand when it was all over. And he was
$5?
Yeah.
You could have gotten him a nice gift.
I said, hey, buddy, go out in the town tonight. It's on me. And it was a $5 bill.
$5 in New York City?
I know.
That doesn't do anything.
I don't know. I was a child of the Depression, so I thought he can. No, I mean, I was very depressed as a child.
Oh, right.
But I thought he could go out on the town. My mother used to do that. When she would send us to the store. There were like 6 kids, and she'd give us, a quarter and say, well, if you get sodas. And tell Franklin Roosevelt I said hi. But we used to go like, Mom, we can't all get Cokes for a quarter. Well, I think you can. But anyway, I had this sense, because Maddie brought it up, I thought, that's unusual. That's the kind of, I was lucky to have a real friend like Andy.
Return the favor to her and put her little pellets in her mouth.
No, I think in today's climate, that would be
weird.
creepy. Yeah.
You did you did officiate his wedding recently, so that's nice.
No, and to be honest, I didn't press a $5 bill into his hand.
I know, no one believes
you. It was $7.
Oh, that's more believable.
Crinkly, old, fucked up ones, most of which were taped together.
Oh.
But anyway, this is a memory of something that I remember very clearly. And also, what an unusual, we had a TV show that was on a network, and it's kind of a big deal. And we have this big studio and big guests, and no one would ever believe that if I told them that it's literally minutes before we go out there and do this show. And Andy's saying, Conan, have a seat. You're right, Andy. It's time. Open your mouth. Dip, 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 splorch, splorch. bombs away.
I'm surprised you guys actually didn't do this on the show.
I know we should have done it on the show, but
no, I think it's okay.
I will say this: whenever that stuff used to wear off, man, that would you'd feel that.
Yeah,
that would feel that. So yeah,
get it.
But anyway, Andy Richter, a great man and an incredible dental technician.
Oh, he's not.
Well, I think he's actually being schooled right now. Oh. He learned. He said, "Oh, this is fantastic."
You inspired him.
He's one of the best in Beverly Hills. It's a side hustle for him. He makes millions of dollars a year, and that's all he does is drop little anesthetics down tiny holes. I wish I hadn't said tiny holes.
I know,
but it happened.
Hi, my name is Dion Cole, and I feel amazing about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Well, I'm glad you say that.
Yeah,
because we've known each other, I think it's been 50 years since I first met you.
I think I was 3, yes. I was 3 when we met, and they were like, what are you doing with that white stranger?
Why, they said, why are you hanging around that white lady?
Who's that white lady you hanging with?
Dion? Stay close, Dion. I don't want you wandering away. I am so happy you're here. You always make me really happy. From the first day I saw you do stand-up years and years and years ago, and then you became a writer on our show, but you always make me really happy. You've just got that thing. And then I watched your special, and it's hilarious.
Thank you,
and
man.
I want to talk about. I don't want to give your jokes away because people have to watch the special. It just made me so happy to see you do your thing,
man,
because you are so fucking funny.
Man, thank
and
you, man.
And it's just a joy. And I also want you to hook me up with those leather pants you're wearing. You know, I have one pair of leather pants, and you know who gave it to me? Probably around the time. Well, no, it would have been before you and I met each other. Andy Richter.
Really?
Gifted me a pair of really nice leather pants once on my birthday, and I put them on once, and my wife said, "You can never."
Wait, why did Andy give you leather pants?
I don't know. I think he just thought, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Because he wasn't wearing them anymore.
Yeah. Andy had quit his job at the club, and he wasn't wearing them anymore. Of course, you look amazing.
But look, you know
why can't I wear leather pants?
You know why a lot of black comics wear leather pants?
Why?
Do you not? When they do comedy specials, it's like a homage to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's true.
Anytime you see a comic in leather, it's to Eddie Murphy. So yeah, that's why we wear them.
The show that you did with me, the tour way back in 2010, there was a part of the tour where we thought it'd be really funny if I wore an exact replica of Eddie Murphy's suit. And I don't know which one it was. It was
Raw.
It was Raw.
I remember that.
And it was this leather bodysuit. And I would come out.
The
suit. And I would come out. We made an exact replica. And I would come out wearing this thing. And I remember one of the things about the tour is I burned about 35,000 calories a night on the tour. And I was insane and I never slept. At the end, you can see it. It was skin tight when we got it. And at the end, it's hanging off my ass. I look like a snake that's halfway through shedding its skin.
Oh, God.
But we thought it'd be really funny if I dressed like that and came out.
You look like a Mystique from X-Men.
Mid-transition.
It was a mistake. Let's just put it that way. It was a mistake. How have you been? How's life?
Oh, I've been amazing, man. I can't complain. You know, just doing what I do and staying out of everybody's way, man, and just man.
You know what I like? I'm just going to say there's a part in the special because your special is hilariously funny, and you start a joke and then you stop. And you go like, no, that could get me in trouble. I'm not going to do that. And you say, I don't want him to cancel my Old Spice contract. It's like, oh, okay. I love your thought process. I like that you're taking care of business. You got to take care of business. You cannot fuck with Old Spice.
I did not want to say the joke, man, because I was like, no, I'm going to get canceled for this one. So I was like, I'm not going to tell them. But I had it written down.
I bet there's an Old Spice guy in a suit that follows you everywhere. And he's just waiting, right? And all he has to do is he has to push one pre-programmed button on his phone, and you're done.
All I do is look that way, and he just does this all the time. He does this.
He's here right now.
He's in the lobby right now.
Is it Terry Crews? Is he following you around?
It's Terry Crews. I did not want to say it, but it's Terry Crews.
Shit!
Terry Crews follows me everywhere.
Following you around.
That's hilarious.
You know, you have evolved as a comic. Not that you needed to, because you were always super funny, but I was so impressed with the way you walk out in front of an audience and you don't come out, there's nothing needy about you. You come out and you look at the crowd and you say, okay, let's just get started.
Yeah.
And then you proceed to be hilariously funny. And I'm watching you and you barely move. I mean, I'm contrasting you with someone else I know, say, me, who's everywhere trying to connect to everyone and make sure everybody's happy. And you are this matador that's just like standing there.
Yeah, man.
And I think you have very funny material and great observations, but your face, you do so much with your face that it is so funny because you can look very fierce. You can be very, very, I don't want to say like alpha serious, deadly serious, and then you can switch to complete goofball for 5 seconds if it's necessary.
Yeah,
but it's really fun to watch.
Absolutely, man. It's just, I never really even noticed that until other people were saying that. They were like, you don't move. And I went, because I used to move back and forth, and then I just found this groove where I was like, if I just stand here and just try to control the room from this one point, maybe it'll feel different, maybe it'll connect different with people, and I learned that silence is just as good as like laughter. And so I look for that. And I can't say, man, and I just had a conversation about you maybe about a month ago, but I was just
with the police.
Yeah. I told
yes, officer, he's a terrible man.
And this is why I think this way. Do you know Conan?
Yeah.
This is why I stole these things.
6'4", lady.
Yes. He told me the world is mine, and I decided to take everything that I saw. No, but like a month ago, I was having and even just recently, we were talking. Somebody was talking about Adam Sandler's new special, right? And they were just talking about, like, people would talk about how they hated it, and then to me, I was like, well, it's classic Adam Sandler. Like, like if you love Adam, you're gonna love his stuff or whatever, And I said, you know what? I said with the stuff that was breaking in there and falling apart, I instantly was like, man, I wonder if was that like a homage to Conan. I just honestly did. I said, I think he's doing that because he's paying homage to Conan. Because that's Conan 101 and his special. I saw it.
I honestly don't know what Conan 101 is.
Conan 101.
Conan is a mystery to me.
Conan 101 to me is when writing, you write a bit and then you destroy the bit. And destroying the bit is just as funny as writing the bit. And that's what he did. You know what I mean? He was like breaking down, and I said, man, this is great if this is a homage to Conan. It has to be. Right. Did he ever say that?
No, I want my money now. Because that guy's got a lot of money, and he lives like 2 streets over from me. I know where he lives.
He's a great guy.
He's an amazing guy.
He's an amazing guy.